Because you know, last night, shout out to Coach Morris, held it down with his boy Boss. Didn't even know it was going to happen like that. And I needed Coach Morris because it's the first time I actually streamed during the game. Because I always use the time on the game to where I fully lock into scouting. I lock in. I lock all the way in. I don't play with that stuff. And so, I've been getting requests from everybody like, hey man, we want to see Boss live during the games. We want to see the live reaction. And that's when I go to work. But y'all boys matter, so it's like, hey man, let's see if we can make this happen. So we start making it happen, and as we start making it happen, me and Coach Marv was talking about what was happening live during the game. I didn't do the post game. We put it all, actually we did. We just put it all in one show. The halftime, the post, we put it all together. But that also gave me some time to sleep on this stuff, man. Slept on this game and I woke up with some questions. I also got some answers. Got both. So we gonna talk about it and we gonna freestyle through it. We gonna freestyle through it together. I promise you that, like we always do. We gonna freestyle this thing together. And if y'all don't know, over here, when I say freestyle, I'm saying that we go talk about this together. We go open up the phone lines. We go talk about the first preseason game. We gonna talk about what we saw. We gonna talk about initial thoughts. Did it match what you was thinking? Did it exceed what you was thinking? Who stepped up under them lights, man? We gonna talk about all that, man. That's what we gonna be bringing here at Dallas Cowboy Sports, man. So y'all definitely get ready, man. I'm building this plane. Y'all give me 1 second. When I say building the plane, I'm working on this production stuff on the back end, but I'll be right back. Jake, appreciate that, big dog. Appreciate that, man. These boys coming in giving offerings. Y'all must have went to church this morning. These boys giving offerings early in the morning. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. Welcome to BossCowboySports, man. We're finna get it in. All right. Yeah, welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports, man. I see you, Swain. I see you, John T. Smooth in the house, Samuel. Daisy, what's up, girl? True Vibes. And my boy Jay kicked it off with a super chat, man. That's exactly how to kick it off, man. Showing love to the channel early and often. My boy Jay say, nope, nope, delivering packages. That boy say, I'm working. So listen, y'all, salute to Jay. Out here working on a Sunday, man. Hard working brother. Cause I'm be honest, man. Oh, I check my messages, Swain. I say I'm not good about checking my boss Facebook messages. I'm gonna get better at that. I do better on Twitter, y'all. I just want to let y'all know, if anybody want to message me generally on Twitter. I do better on Twitter. I'm gonna get in a better habit though. There's no excuses, man. I can't make no excuses for that. But yeah, man. But man, shout out to all the brothers. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think enough of my brothers get enough credit for being hard working. We get called deadbeats and stuff like that. And I got a special thing in my heart for men that's out here working hard to feed their families, bro. So salute to you, man, working out here in this hot, delivering and doing all the stuff you do, and yet you still eating off Boss Cowboy Sports in terms of getting your daily bread. Getting your daily bread. I also obviously got love for my ladies, you know what I'm saying? They also don't get enough credit, you know what I mean? Just to be honest. I'm gonna just say I don't think people stop enough to say thank you to people. So thank you. And thank you all my ladies out there, and I'm also loving the growth that I'm seeing with the ladies in this channel. I've been wanting to see this for a while, and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing a lot more women coming in to Boss Cowboy Sports with some good stuff too. But I'm gonna get right into the content though, and just kind of start just really kind of spilling the beans. Y'all give me 1 second to set everything up. I'm gonna talk first like I always do, then I'm gonna I'm gonna talk first like I always do, and then I'm gonna open up the phone lines. But I got a lot of different topics we go cover, and we go freestyle through together. So let's just kind of sit back, camp out. Let's talk about this football. So first, obviously, we want to talk about. Let me see. We want to talk about the heavy thing that's obviously heavy right now, and I would say that's obviously the discipline. Okay, so and that's a concern, and I think that's a legitimate concern. All right, so let's kind of go through this first, and we go talk about it from all angles. Okay, so this came out from John Machota. Love what he does for the nation. Very good journalist, and he said, Mike McCarthy, the penalties are clearly way too much. This is him quoting Mike McCarthy. I think we all recognize that this isn't the regular season. This is preseason. I don't think this has anything to do with last year. So let me be honest with you, man. That's Mike McCarthy definitely not taking accountability for what's supposed to be the identity. See, because I ain't forgot, big dog. I ain't forgot. And you know, real is real, and I gotta keep it real. I can't fake the funk and say that I'm being loyal to the Dallas Cowboys and give passes. So let's just look at what you said, Mike. Let's listen. This is the first press conference of training camp. Let's just listen.
Mike, Zach Martin said yesterday that this is a chance to create your identity out here, begin that process. He would like to see a team that's tough physically and more disciplined than you guys were last year. Obviously, you led the league in penalties. In that regard, how much?
All right, so y'all probably couldn't hear that question, but he talked about, Zach Martin talked about what he wanted the identity of the team to be. And he said, obviously, because y'all led the league in penalties. So he said they led the league in penalties. What are y'all gonna do about, you know, the identity that Zach Martin was speaking about with being tough and the penalties? So listen, and I got the whole press conference in the description, the entire press conference. Listen up.
Are you in agreement with that? Creating that identity, and how do you go about doing it specifically?
Well, I mean, every year you set out to recreate who you are as a football team, because, you know, the reality is you don't get to carry over things from last year. So, but you obviously have that experience of last year. But our team identity is disciplined, grit, and fundamentally sound.
That's what he said. He said, I want y'all to listen. He said,
The experience of last year, but our team identity is disciplined, grit, and fundamentally sound.
So you got to ask yourself, if you saying, see, most of what he described as a team identity had to do with doing the right things in terms of making the right decisions. So he said discipline and fundamentally sound and grit. So grit has to do with, obviously, somebody that's able to push through tough times and basically reflect a no quit tough attitude. That's definitely what most people would call grit. We got us a super chat. Let me recognize this super chat real quick. I'm gonna go back into what I was saying. So he said discipline is a reflection of the coaching staff, right? That's what I'm getting to. And it's actually worse. It's worse. It's worse than just a reflection. It's when you come out and you say, this is what we're going to be known for. And the two things that are questioned in the first weeks of competition, all right, is the fundamental soundness, is the discipline, and is the physicality. So let's just talk about this, and I'm just keeping it real, y'all. I'm keeping it real. I'm not faking no funk. I'm just keeping it all the way honest about what I'm seeing, okay? Because I did a video and I talked about one of the things that I wanted to see was a physicality response. But why did I use the word response? I used the word response because it was a lack of physicality the first time they ran up on Denver. So just real quick, if you don't know where that video is, it's on my channel. I have it on my channel. And it's this one right here, okay? Where I talked about key things to watch, okay? And I broke down, but one of the main things that I said I want to see in general was a physicality response. But that was because the first practice versus Denver appeared soft and they was getting called out. To the point I did another video right beside it. Let me move that caption because y'all might not be able to see it. Let me move that caption out the way, man. Being a little bit too fancy. Y'all give me 1 second. See, when you're doing too much, sometimes it mess up your stream. But anyway, y'all go rock with me, man. It ain't about being perfect. But check this out. I'm gonna strive though. I'm gonna definitely try to be perfect. All right. So this is the deal. I did another video asking, is Dallas offensive line now soft? Now, in that video, I felt like it was an overreaction. And then I think preseason proved that. But I'm just being honest, y'all. This is the thing. The three things that you said was what the team was about was the main three things that was questioned. So I'm gonna show it again, and I'm gonna just show the end part. I'm gonna show the end part again, and we go talk about it a little bit, and we go really dig through this before I start taking calls. Mickey say, just woke up. I'm just in time. I know, cause you always working, Mickey. Lord have mercy. I ain't surprised. You're like, I'm just getting off my job, and you be working hard, girl. Hey, check this out.
Things from last year. So, but you obviously have that experience of last year. But our team identity is disciplined, grit, and fundamentally sound.
So he said discipline, grit, and fundamentally sound. So the first question is, did we see the physicality at least in the preseason? I would say we did. But it was questioned earlier in the week. Mickey say finally got a day off. I know, golly. Hoo-wee. Girl, you be working. Every time she be like, oh, I'm at work. I gotta try to catch this stream. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you always coming in the house. But so then as we continue to kind of look and just look at his response, my thing is, how do you say, and I'm just keeping it real, how do you say now when you caught, now you came out and you talked about what you want your identity to be, but then your response is, I don't think we all recognize that this isn't the regular season, this is preseason. I don't think this has anything to do with last year. It got everything to do with last year, man. And I'm just being honest, from a leadership standpoint, I don't think it comes across well when you don't own up to the fact that what you declared was the three main components of your identity you greatly are being questioned on. the first week of competition. I ain't talking about the first week of training camp. I'm talking about where the rubber meets the road, when your guys faces opponents. So the first time your guys faced opponents, the physicality was questioned, which you can say the grit was questioned, the fundamentals was questioned. You can say that, and you can say the discipline was on display as a lack thereof. I'm just being honest, man. Let me take this super chat from John. And John, where you coming from? I remember you, John. I think you coming from, like, if I remember right, I think John is watching us from another country. John, where you watching us from? Answer that in the super chat, man. I like to see the international Cowboy fans. Yeah, because I know we say Cowboy Nation here. What we really should say is Cowboy World, because we're a worldwide organization, to be honest. But John said, run the ball, interior O-line, check. Stop the run, interior D-line, check. I agree, man. Everything you saying so far, 100% agree. He say teams that do both can win a lot of games. Now add 4, 88, 86, 77, and 78. Bingo. Well said. Yeah, where you from, man? I want to know that, man, because I know you're not coming from the States. But I know you calling or joining the show from a different part of the world. We want to know. The world want to know. And then we got the famous Coach Marv in the house. And Coach Marv said, real quick, let me put the camera back on me. He said, that's why you find some kind of way to stress your team a little more physical in training camp. Practices to see the fundamental flaws to your identity. Oh, well said, Coach. Oh, Portugal. All right, so we got, listen, y'all, we gonna talk about that, Coach. Obviously, when I open up the phone lines, call in, we'll talk about that. So welcome, John, from Portugal. We are not just America's team. We are not just Cowboy Nation. We are Cowboys World. That's just what it is. And I'm just being honest. Yeah, Swang say Coach Marv is on the bat line waiting. Yeah, he always is, man. He's a treasure to the community. So let me see real quick. Make sure I had nothing else. All right, yeah. So let's just kind of go through this just a little bit more. All right. So Michael Gelkin, who was also on the final word with me, myself, Big Game James, and the OC. He's also one of the better journalists for the Dallas Morning News, and I mean, very, very good. If you're not following Michael Gelkin, you should. You really should. But he said this was from last night. He said Cowboys been called for 17 penalties so far tonight. So obviously this was during the game. And so the game wasn't over yet. That's why he said so far. Most in NFL preseason games since 49ers and Rams. Each had 18 in 2019. 10 on offense, 5 on defense, 2 on special teams. Yeah. So first of all, damn, Michael Gelkin. This is why you gotta respect some of them journalists, man. That dude did some historical research on the amount of penalties while the game was on, and gave some historical information on how bad Mike McCarthy is missing the standard of what he said the team identity was. So like if I say my standard of being a man, thank you Sadiku for putting the number, the show number in the chat. I appreciate that. We go take some calls in just a minute. We go talk about this and other stuff. I got a lot of stuff we go talk about. I don't know how long this show gonna be, but y'all kick back, man. But check this out. If I say as a man, my identity is to be hardworking, but then I yet refuse to get up and go to work, then my identity as a man should be questioned. Because I'm the one that said that's my identity. I'm the one that said it. Now, if he said identity is to score a lot of points, well, then we can't really hold you accountable as much to having a lack of discipline. But again, he speaking to about what Zach Martin said. I'm gonna show it again one more time. Y'all hear me out. Just hear me out.
The experience of last year, but our team identity is disciplined, grit, and fundamentally sound.
That's what he said. This is the first press conference. So Mike McCarthy, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. To me, you can't just come out like you did and be like, this has nothing to do with last year. Yes, the hell it don't. Man, bro, listen, because now to me, you setting the tone to be an excuse maker. Do you want your players to make excuses or be accountable? Do you want them to own up to their mistakes or be accountable? Because they go follow your lead, big dog. They go follow your lead, sir. I'm gonna say sir for right now just to show him a little bit of respect of being our head coach. But they go follow your lead, Mr. McCarthy. So if you up there giving excuses, then don't be surprised when they be giving you excuses when they committing penalties. If you don't own that you didn't meet your own standard, then how can you go hold your men accountable to own when they don't meet the standard? We got my boy Landlord in the building. I think Landlord want to talk about some good news. Let me see. My boy Landlord, he talking about Tyler. I'm going to get to the good news too. He say Tyler played well, but on that interception, he missed his assignment, which rush and caused an interception. Yeah, I agree. And see, Landlord and everybody else, that's why I'm not panicking on this offensive line. I'm not panicking at all. Because to be honest, most of the stuff that we saw, Landlord and everybody else, can be cleaned up. And I said this before, how much work did your offensive line get? Like, for real, how much work did they get? We had a guy yesterday that's the father to one of the players. And he said yesterday on the show we did, Coach Marvin and I, we did a show together. We talked about the halftime, but we also talked about the third and fourth quarter, and we did a post game. And I was asking, what is the typical standard around the NFL in terms of physical practices and preparing your guys by really getting them real action? And one of the fathers said, hey, I've been around the league with my son, and this is one of the softest practices I've ever seen. Talking about the Dallas Cowboys. And he not spitting on Dallas. Obviously, he not, being disrespectful to Jerry Jones, Will McClay, and Steven. He just telling you, I've been in this organization with my son. I've been in this organization with my son. I've been in this organization with my son. Now I'm here. And with me being here, I can, from my own eyes, compare how this organization had their training camp, how this other organization had their training camp, how the other organization had their training camp, and I can compare. And with me being able to compare, it's soft. And Mike McCarthy said himself, you can't prepare offensive linemen without the pads. So I'm hearing a lot of freaking out, Landlord, you know what I'm saying, on assignment issues and the offensive line and all that kind of stuff. I blame my environment. If Mike McCarthy, if you say, just keeping it real, our offensive linemen need pads and action to really get their work in and improve, but your practices have very minimum one-on-ones with the guys, very minimum real physical practices. How the hell do they actually get better unless they thrown out there like they was thrown out there in this preseason game. So this is also good news. Expect the offensive line to get better every preseason. That's the good news. So y'all just hear me out, because I know it's a lot of panic. It is a lot of panic, man. We gonna talk about that too. But just like Steele last year, when Steele first played the left tackle, he was a dog at right tackle. He struggled his first game versus Denver because that was his first time playing left tackle. But the pads and the work and the coaching that comes from watching your bad game, coaching you up, getting you better, they make gains. So then compare Steele's next game at left tackle. It was much better. Then his third game at left tackle before Tyron Smith came back, it was even better. So honestly, expect that from the offensive line. Expect that, because I'm being honest, and Coach Marv been beating his drum the loudest. Our training camp is failing those guys until they get this type of work. And we go talk about, man, we got a lot to talk about, y'all. That's what I'm saying, y'all. I went to sleep on this stuff and I woke up with some questions and I got some answers. So, but I want to first kind of discuss that. Let me take a call real quick. I'm going to take a break because the next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be realer than real juice. All right. But let me take a call real quick. Let's get these phones going, you know, because I say this is also a freestyle. So with this freestyle, let's get it. Let's get it going. And then, here we go. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Balls, you know I got you on speed dial. I just want to express my comment there, my super chat. My super chat was expressed. It said this. But first, let me get to Mike McCarthy first. Let me get to Mike McCarthy with you that interview at the beginning of training camp.
All right.
This is why I disagree with him. He said at the beginning of training camp that we are gritty, disciplined, fundamentally sound football team.
That's what he.
Well, at the beginning of training camp, you were talking about last year because you hadn't even formulated this team yet.
Right.
And at the end of the year, you were not a fundamentally sound team. You definitely wasn't a disciplined team, and you had problems with physicality in the playoff game, so you wasn't gritty. So what he should have said is, we're going to try to formulate this year a gritty, fundamentally sound, right, football team. Okay? So when you come to the beginning of training camp, that's what your focus is, where I'm going to lead these men to. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I disagree, because he already is stating that that's what they are. No, and then it's showing that that's not what they have become. Now, I'm not saying they can't become that, but right now they're a work in process to get there. So, getting back to my super chat, Mike McCarthy, you got to find some type of way. And the coaches is not talking about, I know I'm old school, but I understand the collective bargaining agreement. I understand you only have 11 padded practices. I understand all this.
Right.
But you got to find some type of way, especially with your offense alignment and your defense alignment, to stress them physically a little more in practice so you can see the fundamental flaws to the identity that you're trying to set. You got to stress them a little. You got to get them in practice where you videotaping it. They're in wide open physical contact where maybe do a little bit of inside runs, one-on-ones, nothing in the team aspect, so you can correct those fundamental flaws of the things that you don't want your team identity to be. Now, you made a great point, boss. We wait to throw them into the game and get that done. But training camp is where you get that done.
Yes, that's where you get that done.
because we start training camp 5 weeks before the season starts. So if you start off and get these things honed in, if you get a guy hurt, he might not be hurt for the whole season, because once you get in the season, your fundamentals of physical contact and practice is over. So you can't learn this game as an offensive or defensive lineman by walkthroughs. That doesn't, especially young guys. You got a young offensive line. So you have to stress them a little more physically. And you got to find some type of way to stress them a little bit more physically in practice, so you can correct those fundamental flaws when the game starts. And I consider this, when the game comes on, when the game starts, even though it's preseason, it's just like a Broadway show. This showtime. We straighten all the problems out in rehearsals. So when we get to showtime, when it's time to play a preseason game or an NFL game, I want to feel as a coach that I have kind of corrected a lot of the flaws in practice. So when I go back to re-coach the next time, I can say, I told you you did this wrong, and you're still doing it wrong. Right. That's all I wanted to do. Now, these are the things I just asked the Parker to do, and he says it in this thing about you need pads. I just can't understand what's the holdup here of doing that.
See, Coach, I think it's pretty obvious, Coach, on that part. I think it's coming from the top. Because, see, Mike McCarthy himself say we need pads, yet they not doing pads. Right? Well, they doing pads. I mean, when I say pads, you're not seeing from the training camps the physical practices. And see, Coach Wright, there's a CBA limitation now that's been agreed upon. Yet we still way, in my opinion, likely under the standard of preparations in practice. To me, this coming from the top. And this is how I really believe that it's coming from the top. When you look at the massive amount of people that sat for this first preseason game.
Right. That tells a story there too.
Yeah. It's looking like, to me, it's an organizational thing. You know what I mean? I don't think this is coming from Mike McCarthy. I think Mike McCarthy is rolling with this, and I think this is what happened. I think Jerry Jones got so excited about how many guys that was available for the playoffs that I think he's overload managing. You know what I mean?
Right, but this stress I'm talking about, boss, is this stress going to pay dividends in your biggest moments and your biggest game when you're playing the toughest opponents. This is what gets you ready for the toughest opponents. These practices way back beginning of training camp get you ready for those playoff games. It gets you back because you got to build. In football, you got to build muscle memory, and you got to build muscle memory in a physical way of doing things in a violent nature. And I hate to say violent, but that is a gladiator sport.
Yes,
where you because if you do it in a soft manner, you really don't learn. This is why we have a problem in the red zone when it comes to scoring with running the football. You can't teach goal line run plays walkthrough. That doesn't work. That don't work for the defense or the offense. That's when it's gritty. So that's all I asked for them to try to find that. Now, are they going to do that this week in practice? No, because they got 2 practices against San Diego.
Right.
So you're going to get some good work with those 2 practices in San Diego. It's not just one, it's 2.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So
likely with that, though, real quick, just likely with that, that's a reason to be optimism, because I think they gonna make gains from those joint practices, because finally they starting to get that work now.
And finally they got the real tape, live tape on the young guys
Right.
where they can correct some things.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
this is what you use to correct things. Now you use these soccer practice to correct things. Now you got some real tape. And as I said last night, boss, I like it because Tyler Smith, a lot of these Collins, I think people not talking about Collins, but I'm gonna keep preaching the name. Number 76.
No, we go.
Did a great job at the right tackle.
I got him. We
So-
gonna definitely talk about him, Coach.
But I think what you were saying, boss, this builds some confidence because guys need confidence is everything in football. So guys made some good blocks. The young guys say, "Hey man, I can play in the NFL, and I can play when it's live." So now you build off that confidence and you go forward. And one last thing about Tyler Smith, if Tyler Smith is not starting at left guard, I got some questions somewhere. Because what I saw Tyler Smith, McGovern ain't miles ahead of Tyler Smith. That's not the case.
No.
So if it's even, you go with Tyler Smith.
But no, I agree. But I do want to push back just a little bit. All right. Because, yes, Tyler Smith is better. Yes, Tyler Smith had the bigger upside. But I think making him appear as if he had to take it is better prep for him. You know what I mean? I didn't never want him to feel like they just gave it to him. Like, make it obvious. And even though we all knew that this was going to play out, that it was going to be obvious. And yes, it's true that he does need the reps with the ones. I'm still liking that they keeping him hungry. But yeah, it's around that time they need to make the announcement. It's around that time. Like, okay, we played the competition game long enough.
I'm not saying McGovern didn't play well.
Yeah.
But
it's just
Tyler
clear.
finishes better on his block.
Yeah, and you can clearly see the upside. What's up, Ron? Ron from CFT in the building, man. We go always
he finished a lot better on his blocks. He gets to the second level a lot faster, and you can see his confidence is building.
Oh yeah,
I love his interview after the game, boss.
I didn't even see it yet.
Very humble guy, and understand the things you need to work on, and did not make no excuses about the holding call, because they try to bait him into talking about, well, someone was iffy, and I credit the young man. I credit the young man because he could have said, well, I ain't think that was a holding call either, and that would put a mark on him. He said they called what they called. I just got to clean up my technique so that won't be called. Good job, young man. Don't go in, don't fall in that trap by the media, because that's a setup.
Yeah,
that's a setup question.
Yeah.
So but that's this add a little bit, and if we can add that physicality in practice and keep that same identity of physicality in the games, it will better suit everybody in this organization, and it will better suit our defense as well. They would get even better when they face that type of physicality, and then you have those guys make each other better.
Right.
Because you got a defensive line to work on to make better. Lord, I wish there's no reason this defensive offensive line can't get better with playing against those 13 guys over there that can play.
No,
they gonna get better.
Coach. No doubt. Absolutely no doubt. Coach, let me.
All right, boss. Go ahead, man.
Some more. Hey, but
good job in the show, brother.
Hey, yeah, we just getting started. This is my first point. We got some more to talk about. Sure.
Yeah, man. I'm just gonna be listening, man. Man, I love Cowboy Nation, man. All the people giving me shout outs, man. I just want to say, man, I love Cowboy fans. I'm gonna get it to you straight, but hey, I'm gonna be negative on certain things, but I still think we're the best organization in football, and we should win the Super Bowl every year.
Yeah, and Coach, you ain't negative. I just want to be clear on that. No, you're not. See, because a lot of people get you, me, OC mixed up. They don't understand that we just trying to solve problems. and they perceive it as negativity, but we not negative. We are solution oriented, and the nation appreciate you too. You know, that's why you got an open call line, obviously here, but with Law, with Sky, I hear you everywhere. And I wish we had 10 more people like you. We don't even need 1,000 fans like you. We just need 10 where people like you are serious about ideas and aggressive about putting those ideas out there. You a YouTuber without being a YouTuber. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From
and I appreciate y'all giving the platform. And you know something, boss? This is, you know, you, and I'm gonna say this, man, right quick. YouTube has y'all guys, y'all have a chance with y'all shows to change the narrative that some of these narratives have been set. That one time we couldn't change the narrative because we didn't have the voice in media to say it. So that's what I like about y'all shows. Y'all attack issues and y'all look at them in investigative manners, and that's why I rock with y'all, because y'all look at stuff, y'all do your research, and y'all try to change the narrative to what the narrative should be. And if some of the narratives are correct, y'all go with it.
Yeah.
So that would make good football fans, and that's what y'all are. Y'all good football fans, and y'all, you know, it's just y'all Cowboy fans. Y'all know the Cowboys are the best going today, and I believe that. But like I say, they family, and we try to straighten it out. And boss, I'm gonna say this right quick about one player that we need to look at, because I went back and watched the tape again. I'm concerned about Tyler Bialish.
All right, let me get back to that, Coach. Let me get back.
I'm just concerned.
I'm with you.
Just you. I ain't saying bad.
No,
just
I'm with
concerned.
you. That's just go turn us. That's go turn us. We go talk another 20 minutes if we get into that.
But I just wanted to say that. I'm concerned.
I'm with you. And I'm gonna be honest. I haven't eyeballed him yet, but I will today. I promise you that. You that. Cause see, I was aggressively scouting yesterday. Ball. I was aggressively scouting him. Like my eyes was fixed and locked on that left side. I was looking aggressively at Tyler and Ball. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna do that same eye discipline to Tyler, and then we'll talk about it. We might do another show today. You know how we do.
Yeah.
All right.
But go ahead, man. I'll be listening, brother. Later.
All right, let's get it. All right, thanks, Coach. That was Coach Marv. So I'm gonna get into some more stuff that has to do with me sleeping on it, because you know this is the sleep on show. This is, you know, all of us do this. We have our initial reactions, then we kind of think about it, we sleep on it. Sometimes we come back and say I overreacted, I underreacted, or I was perfectly measured Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? So with me sleeping on it, I did wake up with some questions. So my first question I already talked about is what's going on with Mike McCarthy not accepting accountability. All right. So I already revealed that. All right. And before I get into my next points, I want us to, because the room is starting to fill up now. And whenever the room fill up, we got to remember, because people come in, they hear Coach Marv radio voice and they start falling in love and they forget to do the simple things. Let's get them likes up. I'm not going to press y'all when I first go live to get them likes up, but when the room is starting to fill up, let's get the likes up, because a lot of y'all rocking with Boss Cowboy Sports and y'all like how we, you know, give commentary on the Dallas Cowboys. But let's do that, because then that's gonna get us recommended to other Cowboy fans, and that's what's fueling our growth. I don't know if y'all noticed, we hit 4,000, but we already getting ready to be at 4,200. So we already now right at 1/5 of the way at 5,000, and we just hit 4,000. That's not by accident, everybody. That happened because of everybody coming in, hitting them likes, hitting them shares, and that's what's causing and fueling the growth. And it's also what's fueling the growth aggressively also, to be honest, is the new moderators and the aggressiveness of everybody that's reminding people to hit those likes. So we go all get in the right habits. It's gonna happen, but let's make that a habit to when you come in church, hit the like. All right. So back to the content. Let's get it. Yeah, and my boy Samuel say hit subscribe. Absolutely hit subscribe. Y'all should, yeah. If y'all been watching Boss Cowboy Sports for a little while, hopefully I earned your subscription. Hold on, man. Hold on real quick. Say, bro, listen, you know how to get my attention. I'm always slow down when I see one of my brothers come in. My boy Q-Dog say, hey, boss, Oak Cliff in the house. Thank you for always representing for our hood, bro. That's forever. That's never gonna stop. Yeah, landlord say, what's the number? Write it down, landlord. Write it down. I'm finna give it to you. Because when the next time I open them phone lines, I want to hear from you, big dog. And then we'll get it in. All right, so the number is 941-942-2100. Write it down. Do just like Coach Marv and put it, landlord, put it in your speed dial, big dog. That way, you know, whenever I open up the phone lines, call on in. All right, and then we can go back and forth on you know, football discussions. All right, so yeah, so it's 941-942-2100. Save the numbers in your phone, because that's why we have these freestyle shows, because the freestyle shows is about going back and forth with your voice. Everybody know my voice. It's the first voice they hear every time we go live. But it's about y'all voices, y'all ideas. You know what I mean? Because together, I think when we talk this stuff through together, it makes me smarter. It makes you smarter. And just watch how Coach vibe with me and how I vibe with him. If Coach make a point and he talk me off the ledge, I give him credit. And then we go with the new discovered truth. If I talk him off the ledge, he gives me credit, and then he goes with the new discovered truth that came through us debating it out. That's the vision of why we freestyle. That's the vision of why we make our voice matter. You know what I'm saying? So when y'all see that freestyle, other shows now use the term freestyle, and that's cool. Go ahead. Use the term freestyle. But over here, where freestyle started, it means letting y'all voice matter and getting y'all involved to where we can get them ideas out there. All right. So let's get back to this content, because I want to now I'm finna talk really real, super real. And I'm going to tell y'all why to stay around. Because I got a couple of segments I'm going to want to talk about. One is going to be somebody please explain the what the F's of preseason. I got some what the F's. What the is going on? We gonna talk about that physicality response. All right. These are some of the segments, and we gonna talk about who rises under the lights. Or really, I should have changed that to who rolls. That was the original segment when I did the video. So I'm gonna change that to who rolls, because then we go talk about who actually stepped up under them lights. And so y'all might have different people than me. That's why we got to freestyle through this, big dog. All right, so anyway, let's get back to this content, and then we go open back up to what I was just talking about with those future segments that we go talk about on this particular show. All right, so going back to Mike McCarthy, man, because I'm not beating him up. I'm just kind of peeping game. All right, so as I'm peeping game, it's some stuff that's coming out, right? And I'm gonna just kind of paint this picture. Y'all stay with me. All right, stay with me on this. So Mike McCarthy trying to establish discipline, right? And so when you're trying to establish discipline, he talked about why he benched Cowboys veteran last night. My boy Law in the building. What's up, man? Let me slow down real quick and say what's up to the OG Law. Law, what's up, big dog? Man, you know, obviously, hopefully you got the call line saved, big dog. But I also know I know how you do on your quota. That boy say, is the link the same? Oh, bro, you trying to jump in the show? Man, don't play with me, Law, because you know I will build you in this show, big dog. Tell me right now, if you want me to build you into this show, I will build you into this show right now. You talking about flying a plane. I'm going to send you the link, Law. I'm going to send you the link. All right, give me a second. Let me make this point, then I'm going to send you a link, Law. We're going to make it happen. All right, but Mike McCarthy reveals why he benched Cowboys veteran last night. All right, so the veteran that he was talking about, hold on, y'all be patient real quick, man. I'm finna send Law this link and we finna really turn up. Y'all already know we gonna turn up. Y'all give me a second, man. Let me first get him going. Hey, so let me give y'all some music cause I gotta do stuff behind the scenes when I do this type of stuff. Give me a second, y'all. Y'all be patient. Y'all be patient. Y'all know it's gonna be fire when Law get it here though. So y'all be patient, man. Don't be rushing. Let me give y'all a little bit of music while I do this. Give me a second. So if you coming in right now, you like, damn, why that music so loud? It's because I'm working behind the scenes. That's why. And I'm just giving y'all something to groove to. Alright. Y'all give me 1 second, man. I'm sending Law this link. Law, man, I'm gonna put it in your Twitter, dog. And then come on in. Give me 1 second, man. I'm getting Law on the show. I just sent you the link, big dog. So y'all gonna see Law come through that door any minute now, and then we gonna start getting in that Law. When you come in, I'm gonna need you to talk a while, cause I'm gonna be building behind the scenes all that stuff that's gonna make this stuff extra crispy. You know what I mean? Cause we don't do nothing without it being extra crispy over here, man. All right, so you built in, Law. So whenever I see you come in the door, big dog, I'm gonna need you to take off like a rocket, and that's gonna buy me some time. I'm gonna need some time, big homie, to get you all the way live. You hear me? You hear me? All right, so let me turn this music down. I'm gonna finish my point. All right, so Law gonna be here any minute, and then when he come in, he gonna obviously have his thoughts, and hold on. Oh, Lamar said, get my super chat once Law get in. Hold on, let me see what you was talking about, big dog. I love how, man, man, y'all be like, fly that plane, boss. You can do it. Fly it, damn it. Put me in the show. Get to my super chat. Do it all, boss. All right, I got you, bro. I can handle this, bro. I don't bend under pressure. I answer the pressure. Lamar said, oh, gee, I didn't watch the game, but from the YouTubers, I feel like the organization is trying to sully the fans' eyes thoughts. I'm going to be honest, bro. You better watch YouTubers, too. Don't trust nobody. Don't trust nobody but your eyes. Just being all the way honest with you. Don't trust me. Don't trust nobody but your eyes. Because this is the thing, even though obviously we YouTubers and all of that, man, sometimes, man, we can lead y'all wrong. All of us. You know what I'm saying? So, nah. I would say, yeah, just first go look at the game, because it's some YouTubers that's out here saying some stuff I totally disagree with. Like, I'm to this level, like, what the hell was you looking at? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, but it's okay. Sometimes people see the game different. You know what I'm saying? So, just saying, even because, just because people saying it and they got a channel, that also don't mean that they did their homework. Just to be all the way honest. I know there's a whole lot of people that talk like they really watched and talk like they really researched, and they got checks. It's media people. I know there's a whole lot of people do this. They just start talking and then they ain't got nothing to back up what the fuck they saying. All right, we got Law in the building. Law, let me finish this point, bro, and then you got it. Go ahead, though. Sound check. Okay, I can't hear you yet, big dog. I know you go fix it, because I got you with the green bar, so that means you working. It's not on me today. You go figure it out. You always do. You always do. All right, but check this out. I want to finish this point while Law coming in. I see his video. Now we trying to get his audio. He go get it, though. I'm gonna keep my eye on it too, Law. So soon as you get it going, sound check me, and then we on.
I know you hear me now, though.
There you go. There you go. That is and he brought the buttons up in here, man, real quick, man, real quick. Law in the building.
Just drop him.
Man, drop it, man. Say, listen, you talking about flying planes, bro.
Yeah.
Like this is how to fly a plane, big dog. Where Law come in and he like, hey, let's go. Send me the link, big dog. Well, there it is. Well, talk your talk before we get to my point. Go ahead and talk your talk. Give me some time.
Well, two things I want to tell everybody is preseason. Pump the brakes. No time to hit the panic button. Last year we didn't win a single preseason game, and in 2014 we didn't win a single preseason game. Both years we went to the playoffs. So, but I get it. For right now, another thing that I really hate is the fact that we had all of those penalties. Now, some that was counted on our side, and the others, come on. The officials, they need to stop playing around with people's livelihoods. You got 31 other teams watching these other guys, and we are trying to do a pure evaluation. And by them trying to make this some type of political football is a horrible situation. These guys shouldn't be thrusted under the political watch. And I get it. I understand that the Cowboys and Jerry Jones and what was said last season, what Dak Prescott said about the officials, credit to them. And the how can I put this? And the officials may have an axe to grind all year. I heard that was the same crew from the playoffs. So maybe, just maybe, they got an axe to grind and they was trying to prove a point. But outside of that, you can't come away from this game not seeing that Dante Fowler, that dude got some specialties as it relates to getting off of that edge. You can't come off of this game saying that, hey, 54, man, that dude's nice and with it too. You can't come away from this game saying, hey, D-Ron Bland, he was a horrible draft pick. No, those guys stood tall. And defense, last I checked, win championships. And I ain't saying that the Cowboys going straight to the Super Bowl. But what I'm saying is I want you guys to contextualize it like this. Can you imagine if these guys are being rotated and sprinkled in? Did you guys see what the Gala Monster was? That Navarre Gallimore that came through there?
Man, you stealing my whole show, Law. But go ahead.
Okay, let me pump the brakes, though.
No. We gonna you doing good though.
He's rolling with the 2s and the 3s, baby. Can you imagine? Look, people fail to realize that I didn't see Parsons out there. I didn't see DeMarcus Lawrence. So when those boys get out there, I believe on the defensive side of the coin, it will be a whole lot better. Hey, on the offense, because I know we got to talk about this.
Yeah.
It's a shame, man. Let me find this right here, because it's hard to do the evaluations of everything when you don't have your offense together.
Shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
What you guys saw out of Cooper Rush yesterday is what we saw all this training camp of Cooper Rush. And I get it, the Cowboys like to keep what they have, but his average ball that was traveled was like 3.5 yards in the air, man. How can I get a full assessment out of Dennis Houston? How can I get a full assessment? Dennis Houston still did a good job, by the way. But how can I get a full assessment out of Jalen Tolbert when all through training camp, Jalen Tolbert ran with the ones? He never actually ran with Cooper Rush. And if we can take away anything from this game, as much as a lot of people, the pundits, the critics, and some of the YouTubers, and like you said, the Facebooks or whoever the content creators, as much as they want to say about this front five, Malik Davis averaged 6.4 yards per rush.
Bro, see. Let me just clap it up. Let me just clap it up, bro.
Did you see that clear? How they clear that hole, man? They clear that hole for him, man. Yeah.
Clap it up. Clap it all the way up. Hey, because see, what's crazy is that's why I'm loving this right now, because what's happening is, but keep going because I'm building on the back end.
No worries.
But what's happening, let me tell you why this is so dope, what just happened with Law. it's so dope because Law is low key getting into what I was saying was gonna be somebody please explain. You know what I mean? What the F's. You know what I mean? Like but keep going, Law. Keep going, bro. Keep going.
Can somebody go into details? And we knew that the aficionados were sitting there saying, man, we don't want to showcase all of these guys. That would have literally mean that our first pick hit, our second pick hit, our third pick hit, all in one draft. Now, granted, this was the first preseason game. I truly believe the next game should be the dress rehearsal because we only have 3 of them. So we should see at least 2 to 3 series from our first team, right? Those boys need to get on the same page, and then they should throw Cooper Rush back out there again. I hope Will Greer can showcase and shine some of his talent, but he just got injured at the wrong time with that groin. I promise you guys, the way that you saw Simi Fehoko pull that ball out of the sky, that was Will Greer guy. That was Will Greer. He loved, and Noah Brown, all of those boys. Those were his main target. And that's why you've seen a lack of catches from those guys because of that. And I'm not saying that Will can walk on water, but what I'm saying is that he was the guy that can attack the ball down the field a little bit more. Now, DiNucci, from what I can see, he improved marginally, but he's still not it, fam. The Cowboys need to be looking at all of the preseason games right now, all of the 31 other teams, and still be looking for a backup quarterback. Now, I'm not going to fall into the traps of saying that the wide receivers are so busted that we need to go out there and entertain Antonio Brown. That takes chemistry. It takes time. It takes extra mental focuses too. If you bring in a guy like Anthony Brown, and I just don't believe that the Cowboys are going to do that. Antonio Brown, I meant to say. I think that we're okay with our wide receivers.
Yeah, me too, bro. I think, but I definitely want to talk about. We go talk about some of the snap counts in a minute too, because I know me and you go dig through that pretty well. And y'all give me a hand for on the spot being able to build a homie. Give me a hand, damn it. I want the hand. I want the hand.
That boy good.
That boy good. And shout out to Law, because Law gave me this idea, man. I ain't gonna act like I'm rich. Yep.
Dracarys.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Let's burn them up,
right
Law.
there.
Let's burn them up, Law, bro.
Burn them up.
Burn them up, bro. Let me hit you with another one.
Give me with another one.
Burn them up, big dog.
I like the way that big fire coming in too, man.
You like that? We do that one more time, bro. You know how you get a new button, you got to use it. It's about 10 times to show. Here we go.
Dracarys.
Burn them up, man. Burn them up, man. Let me burn them up for building Law in the show. Yeah, man. We got the people burning up right now, bro. Listen now. You listen. We got us a surprise. This is dope. We got Law in the building. We built him into the show. Y'all make sure y'all already know who Law is, but man, y'all definitely better also go over to his channel because I know he's streaming now. He I could dual stream if you want me to. I didn't get your quota, big dog.
Okay, man. You don't have to ask me twice. You know,
I know how the game go, big dog. Like say, you blessing me, but say, bro, you know how it go. Bless yourself.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, go ahead and build it in, bro. Like, hey, you know,
it gonna take me a couple of seconds though. It shouldn't take long.
I tell you what, we'll give you some time. But while you doing that, I talk about what I was gonna be talking about. And
no
then
doubt,
we'll
no
get
doubt.
to it. So we got Law Nation in the building, man. We built Law Nation in the building. That was real. Trust me, bro. Trust me. If y'all really knew what go behind the scenes between what we be doing technically, it's real, dog. Trust me. All right, like say they should be paying us big for what we do.
No doubt, man. Let me see what my brother said too, man.
Oh yeah, because
matter of fact, send him a.
Man,
you want me to send him a link?
Man, if I send him a link, I'm gonna have to super build this show. But I can do it. I can do it on the spot too. I'm a G like that.
Hold on. Well, hold tight there. Mute me. Well, I'm gonna mute myself, and then I'm gonna call him right quick.
Okay, I'm gonna mute.
It ain't take me that long. It ain't gonna take me that long.
All right. So I'm gonna mute you for a second. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready to come back. All right. Oh, he already muted himself. See, Law professional. Y'all got Law messed up. Law know how to deal with the imperfections. All right, but this is what I want to talk about because he working on getting his brother. And this is something that I said we wanted to do today, man. I'm loving it. Hold on, Coach. I missed your super chat. He said, hold on. See, y'all want to see, y'all want to super chat while we doing technical stuff. Y'all got to learn timing. Coach, I gotta learn timing. While we doing technical stuff, this is a bad time to chunk money in the show. I'm being all the way honest. It said, ball law question. We running 6 yards per carry and 4 yards per pass. So why 36 passes, 23 runs? Kellen shake my head. Even without your super chat, Coach, I promise you we was gonna address that. I promise you I got that in the show. All right, because Law is building right now his plane. So let me get to this point, all right, because this is a very important point to me that I'm getting ready to make, all right, while Law is on the back end. So check this. So it came out that Mike McCarthy reveals why he benched Cowboys veteran last night. Obviously, this has to do with those penalties, right? And they speaking about Fowler, right? And I'm gonna be honest, that concerns me because maybe my eyes are bad. Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. But from what I saw Fowler sticking up for his teammate. You know what I'm saying? I saw Fowler defending and getting somebody off of doing dirtiness. Yeah, he got the flag, but sometimes it's the why you got the flag. Like, would anybody be mad if an offensive lineman went and slapped a defensive lineman if they was being dirty to the quarterback? No. So why should he get treated as if his penalty was just dumb, unsportsmanlike stuff when it was more so an honorable flag? It was a physicality flag. It was get off my teammate. And so, and I got a problem. I'm being all the way honest. Because I already told y'all this, and I mean this. One of my favorite shows, period, to this day, is Bar Rescue. Stay with me. Stay with me. Don't go nowhere, because this got something to do with the Cowboys. I am not lying. This is 100% about the Cowboys. But one of the things that he deals with aggressively in his show is culture change. That's why it's called Bar Rescue. He goes into bars that are struggling, right? And he got to turn them around. And but one of his philosophies is this, and this got something to do with Fowler. Y'all hear me out, okay? He says, as a principle, if you want to get better people with potential to perform better, but they in an organization or a bar of undisciplined, you fire the weakest link to send a message to the people that got the potential. And over, every time he goes into a bar, he looks for the laziest, sorriest, a person to make an example out of. He do it every show, and it's intentional. I'm looking for the person that's the easiest to fire so that I can make everybody else shape up. I'm being honest, that was not the move. Hell no, that was not the move. I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna kick no guy out first that was balling, that was showing a lot of aggression, that was coming on showing major pressure. That is a major value. That's a major value. He was a former top 5 pick that you got on the cheap. That is not the one. I'm just being honest. It bothers the hell out of me. Because it's other guys that you should put your finger on if you're trying to rescue the culture. And I don't think that was it. You know what I mean? To me, but I also understand too, where you have to make an example. You have to make an example out of some people when you trying to create what I call, but it's a business term, it's called cohesive power. Okay.
No doubt.
Okay, I got you back. Okay. So when you're trying to create cohesive power, go look it up. Cohesive power is a term that got to do with management having the ability to punish. So if you have a discipline issue, you have to show them fear.
Right.
But it's who do you do that with? You feel me, Law?
Yep. Hey, he said just send him send me the link and I'll just put it in his DM when you get finished with it. Cause he said, yeah, he finna grab his laptop now.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
All right, man. Man, listen, y'all. I'm gonna literally build this show.
Yes, indeed. So he gonna talk about physicality. He said he saw the first half of the game and everything, and he gonna get into that part of it as well. So we gonna have a good show today, man.
Yeah,
about all of this and about how they prepare to their preparation. He got something to say because he had just to put this in context. For the 49ers, and I know a lot of you guys don't give a dog what the 49ers do, but
watch them.
He had his own player, Fred Warner, to reach out to Brandon Ayuk and said, we're going to make you tough, because they felt like he wasn't as tough as the other wide receivers last year. And all practice they did was that they targeted him. So I'm going to let him get into details of that when he come live on here. But I don't think that we got players like that to call out other players that's on our team,
right?
Especially the way our team is structured. You know, we don't have that type of degree. But it was an ugly game. I shout out to y'all that's on the Facebook, man. It was an ugly game. It was a disruptive type of game. Like nothing was in rhythm. Like I want to see these guys get in rhythm. I want to see a good series put together. You know, one of those type of things. And flags sometimes can do that. The bonehead penalties, pre-snap penalties can do that, and as well as execution. You know, the way the plays were set up sometimes can give us an illusion that it looks like they were not even attacking right, you know, with a purpose, with a plan. Do that make any sense, boss? Like it seems and appears that was going on more so than anything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, Law, just keeping it real. But before let me address that, but then I also want you to talk about the Fowler example. I want us to talk about that. But
hold on, before you go into details, how many times you watched the game?
I just watched it once, bro.
Oh, okay. See, you and I on the same page then. So normally I would have even more precise information by my third time watching it. So when we get off today, man, I'm gonna watch it again. I may break down. Break down some things, because something I miss, I know for sure.
Yeah. And it's because I know I miss right tackle, like because coach is really talking about the right tackle that played, but I didn't see him. I mean, and I'm being lied because I was fully focused on that left side. I'm talking about glued.
Yep.
And that's why I have some different opinions than some. I definitely have some different opinions than on Ball. Like, I think Ball, I'm going to be all the way honest with you, getting a horrible rap right now. Because you know, I heard, you know, some people saying that he was trash. I'm like, bruh, I'm telling you, I was looking only at that left side. I wasn't looking at the receivers. I was looking only at that left side because I knew that's a big risk to Dak, right?
Right.
I was really impressed with Bob and Tyler, but I was really impressed.
You
on the
more
push,
impressed with
especially
his run blocking.
Run blocking?
Yeah, he's good on the run. Just run the ball, then.
But his pass blocking wasn't that bad either. He got beat one time inside, one time, just once. Now, but all you need is once too to get your quarterback killed.
Green pies.
But I didn't. But you know how some games you know that tackle getting whooped and it's just a matter of time before they kill your quarterback. I didn't have that feeling watching ball. So this is what I ask everybody to do. If you think I'm lying, I want you to go back. Me and Lago do it. Go back and rewatch the game. Go back and rewatch the game and just keep your eyes on ball. That's all I want you to do. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to nobody else, nobody opinion. Just use your own eyes. I guarantee you go come back and be like, shit. I see a nice. I see. Keep giving him reps. Keep giving him reps. He gonna be fine. What's your thoughts on that, Law? Well,
I agree.
You saw it?
No, I agree. I agree with the aspect of more you in there, the better you get.
Yeah.
I do also agree. Well, I disagree with the musical chairs that this offensive line still doing. Swing guard, no swing tackle, swing guard,
Hold on, Law, what's your brother's name? Because I'm building a template while you.
It's his YouTube name is Twin Empire. Or twin maker, twin maker.
So I'm gonna call him Twin Maker. Okay, cool. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. But by them putting number 66 back on the right side, I get it. He's comfortable playing the right guard, but he didn't play at all and practice at all on that right side. So to thrust him in on that side, you knew that it was going to be kind of difficult for him to do that. I do like the fact that they kept 73 at left side, but the Cowboys need to get out of their own way and find a true person to fill in on that left side and not a swing guard. But I do know that you are high on cross training, but it just goes back to that philosophy.
Yeah. It's about the timing of cross training too.
Timing. It's the timing of it, man.
Yeah,
Shoot, you can get your quarterback killed out there.
Yeah, and it's the timing. I don't want to do cross training that's foolish. You know what I'm saying? I agree with how they doing it in terms of what they say they doing is they letting the guys get established, and then after, they get established, then they gonna start cross training Tyler Smith and. I kind of agree with it, Law. This is the thing. I know it's gonna be imperfect. I actually know it's ugly. I also sent you the link for your brother, just letting you know.
Okay.
I also know it's gonna be ugly, but Tyron Smith missing again over an ankle.
Yeah.
So you either go have Ball or you go have Tyler Smith playing that left tackle. So then who gonna be your left guard then? Right? That's what makes, to me, the plan of them giving McGovern at least some first team reps in the beginning, it kind of makes sense because it's like we go probably need this guy to be the left guard. He's a better right guard than left guard, but let's give him some reps at left guard to see if we can get him better in case he needs to start. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I agree, man. I'm not going to dog that aspect of it, but the Cowboys still need to go back into the mixing bowl. Oh yeah, he approved there. Okay, good. I'll make sure he got it. He got it now. All right, Cowboys need to still continue to do that. Next year they got to be drafting a left tackle.
But what we gonna do this year if T. Smith go down long?
I mean, he will go down.
Right. I don't want to say he will. I don't want to say he. Hold on real quick. See, my Cowboys family, I love y'all, but I don't see what y'all seeing on this. He said Josh Ball sucked. I didn't see that. I'm just being honest. I'm going to go back and watch it again, bro, because I swear to God, I was glued on Josh Ball, and I did not see suck. I saw actually balling. It's all the way through the first quarter, mostly through the second quarter, until he got beat inside.
Yeah, he got beat inside, and then we are stuck to the broadcasting view on preseason because they're not going to release the all 22 for that.
Damn,
so
I hate that
so
too.
I hate that aspect of it, man. Maybe one day, man, when we get so big, man, they're gonna say, hey, man, give them full strength of the NFL, you know?
Yeah.
But for right now, man, that got to be a situation whereas the Cowboys are playing with very precautions right now, and they're saying, okay, they don't want to, and of course, none of the starters played, but they gonna fully put that Band-Aid or that bubble wrap over Tyron Smith this year. I think that remember Romo Wednesdays? They didn't practice on Wednesdays.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna have to have a Tyron Smith maybe Wednesdays and Thursdays, man. Maybe 3 days. Man, I don't know, man. They're gonna have to. Maybe he only play. He don't even practice.
Hey, I got your brother in the building.
What?
Hey, yeah, he already here. Hey, we building him. I'm building him right now.
Okay, he building him. Okay.
But hey, go ahead and twin. Go ahead real quick. This go buy me time anyway.
Before you go, boss. Before you go into that. You remember you and I we put our nuts out on the line for Danny Gray. Remember everybody like, man, Danny Gray, stop, Danny Gray.
I do remember that.
They came at me, boy.
Man, you know I got the evidence. I got Exhibit 8 on Danny Gray. We gonna talk about that too.
They didn't believe us, boss. They were laughing at us, scoffing at us.
Hey,
the only person who reached out to me is Danny Gray agent. He reached out to me and said, man, you right. Danny Gray is better than Christian Watson.
What? I didn't even, that's dope. That's dope. That's happened. See, that tells you to Law Point. That's why you got to use your own eyes. Because people, they troll you in the offseason when you got a opinion that's outside the norm. And me and Law was like, because we kept picking them each mock draft. We picked Danny Gray every time in our mock. Twin, I got you in here, big dog. Hey, go ahead and introduce yourself. That's going to buy me some time to keep building the plane. Then we go talk about, sadly, San Fran. You know that's Law, brother. Look at that beard. Jesus
God, no, what thing?
Oh my God, look at that beard. Jesus Christ, you and Law. Let me put
Lord. I'm the 13th disciple over here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all boys look like Jesus Christ for real. Y'all look like But go ahead and introduce yourself.
Twin,
go ahead.
Before you start, man, I like that blue background, by the way.
I love it. That blue
black. You know,
I know what happened yesterday. Sometimes the skies can look a little bit blue, so I just want to, continue to cultivate that type of atmosphere for some of your fans y'all may have out there who are feeling a little blue today. So I just want to continue that
Is it gonna be one of those days, big dog? Let me get the camera off you real quick. Let me put that back on. Get your brother out of here, bro.
Hey, why don't you lean forward just a little bit right there? Don't you move and don't tell mom right there.
Don't tell mom. Hey, but Law.
I ain't gotta go through this no more. I can tell her now, god dog.
Hey, I'm gonna need y'all to stall for me, man. I'm gonna need about 5 minutes.
Well, no doubt, man, no doubt. Well, Twin, go ahead and break down Danny Gray. Man, break down what happened.
No. We gonna come back to Danny Gray.
We'll come back. We'll circle back.
We gonna circle back to Danny Gray.
Man, well, honestly, I'm coming through, man. I'm just corresponding as another, first and foremost, football lover. You know what I'm saying?
Right on.
I represent the Niner gang over here. You know what I'm talking about? But I come in, knowing my big Brody, who y'all know by the name of Law Nation, and I'm coming in hollering at my boy Boss Cowboy. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm a big 49er fan, man, representing over here. But as we all know, it's training camp. You know what I'm saying? And so we get to see preseason. It was the first week. We saw some of our teams out here playing. And I just want to come through, give my 2 cents on what we're trying to do over here in the Bay Area. But also, as all fans, we're looking at our team, seeing how they're going to grow, the areas of need, but then also the areas that they do excel in. So I just want to come through, man. I'm just kicking in with the fellas on a Sunday, talk about the sport we love. You can follow me here. I'm Twin Maker, man, on Twitter. I'm Twin Empire on the YouTube page, man. I just like to represent my Niners, man, and talk football, man, the sport that we all love. and just to really, man, have a good time, man, bring some humor, enjoying the game and enjoying these players that we all sit here today watching, and that allows us to have these wonderful conversations about our teams that we so do love. You know what I'm
real
saying?
quick, I want to ask you a question real quick. Just, I'm still building it, but I can ask you a question. One thing that I just noticed about San Fran from afar, it does seem like y'all have and do a good job of having a culture of fairness to where the best man seems to win. And it's been like that for years. I watched y'all at receiver. I saw y'all do that with Kaepernick versus Alex Smith, because a lot of people don't know the history that y'all was 5-1 when y'all benched Alex Smith. That is momentum, and y'all still went with. Yeah, they was 5.
I didn't even know that.
They was 5-1. They was already rolling before they started Kaepernick. So can you talk about that from a culture standpoint? Because that's something I feel like we struggle with the Dallas Cowboys. And I still hate your team, but I'm giving you credit for that.
It's all good, man. Well, what happened in that year, man? It's like we kind of knew what we had with what's my man's name? With Alex Smith. We had drafted him, #1 draft pick out of Utah. Like, we all know the history of him. But what ended up happening was that our team kind of hit a ceiling. Like, even though we were 5-1 doing games, like we were winning games, but you know, in football, people look at wins and losses. But when you are an evaluator or as a coach, you know certain things that we should be doing better by now, things that we were getting away with, that as we go against the upper echelons team, that these things won't work any longer. So what you want to do is try to give yourself more wiggle room, give yourself more of a leeway. And they saw that what was going on in practice with Colin was that this guy had the opportunity to where you have to cover every blade of grass on the field, every quadrant on the field needed some attention. And they knew that, yes, with Alex, we can play it safe and kind of be get comfortable and stay comfortable. But what we needed to do was to expand because of what the NFL was showing during that time. And so with Colin Kaepernick, when he came in there, he expanded our offense. He gave us more tools that we can actually utilize. And so we can continue to keep the running game, continue to keep the aggressive nature of our defense, but then also expand our passing game as far as the vertical routes that we weren't able necessarily to do back in those days. And so that taking, okay, who's the best player to make sure that our team can reach the ceiling or to reach its fullest potential? And that was the culture that we had during that time. And then I think also what happened when Shanahan came, because he's as y'all know, his father was in the NFL as well for a long period of time. He was down there during our team's glory days, you know, when our teams were winning consistently. And so he come from the era where, hey, I'm putting forth the best player available on the field. I'm not caring about the name. I'm caring about the production. I'm caring about the character that he brings as well. Can this player infect culture into the locker room? And so when Colin's situation happened, that's what he was doing. The same thing that we see now with the Niners going on with their team. What they're able to do is bring in guys to say, hey, can we stay here? Yes, but we have the potential and the ability to bring you here. So I want you to come in and play. You're not just going to have this position. You need to continue to earn this position. And so this is what we do. And that's just kind of how – that's just been the theme for the last couple of years since Kyle Shanahan has been the head coach of the Niners.
So real quick, I'm going to just be real. Chat, Law, do you really think we would do something like that where we got Alex Smith, who was a former top 5 pick, took them to 2 NFC championships? Twin left that out. Took them to 2 NFC championships in a row. And then in year 3, they moved on from that type of momentum for somebody that could have been viewed slightly better or maybe not as good, but they made the change.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do all of that.
I don't think we go, and I don't think our fans would do that. I don't. I think San Fran fans are and I think New England fans and San Fran fans are accustomed to doing what it takes. I think Dallas fans and Dallas front office, we fall in love with certain types, and then we don't want to see competition. We want to protect certain guys. Like, it would be an outright sin, and I mean this, and then we go talk about physicality because I got you built into the show now. Let me give myself a hand.
Yeah, I got you one over here too. Good job.
Now, I did this on the spot, bro. God, man. But anyway,
Good call from you, man.
yeah, but this is the thing, like we wouldn't have done that. Like we can't even talk about Zach Martin is aging. It's gonna upset some people. Now, I'm not saying you replace him now, but you better start whispering it now. It's already I'm gonna say he still got about 2 great years in him. But you want to start the conversation right around now. You don't want to start the conversation when it's too late. You want to start
but we seen the pattern before with Zach Martin and as well as with Tyron Smith. They're gonna let those guys go off just like the movie Thor, Ragnarok. When Thor daddy died or what have you, he walked to the cliff and he just disappeared. That's exactly what the Cowboys' plan would be. Just like with Sean Lee, it wasn't like they forced to kick him up out of there. They wait till his contract expired, and when it was time to renew, they said, "We'll bring you back for 1 more year." But they gave him that type of contract, and the same could be told or said about Jason Witten. And the Cowboys will not kick you out of the building. They will let your contract expire before they let you go, especially when you did good graces with them. Outside of Dez Bryant, the Cowboys ain't gonna do that.
But Law, that's bad. Because I remember Jerry Jones talking about that it was San Fran before he bought the team that told him don't fall in love with players.
Yeah.
And they gave him a real example. They said, hey, this tight end, I'm gonna fire him. But I've built a relationship, and every day he looks at me right in my eye, and he's on the bubble. And I'm gonna fire that guy. He said, so Jerry, don't get too close to these players. Did we do that?
Man, Jerry gonna be close with him, man.
Because as much as I hate San Fran, I like your twin. But as much as I hate San Fran, I gotta give them credit. At least they been to 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, but it's still 28 years though, huh?
Yeah, but we would take that. We would take that.
I know we'll take that.
We would take that. We got 3 playoff wins. They got 3 Super Bowl appearances. And
Go ahead. Look, but that makes a lot of sense to what you're saying, Boss Cowboys, because we've having this argument in the brain trust of the Niner Nation. It's like, well, it's like this. Everybody was mad about offensive linemen or certain players leaving during this offseason, but not knowing that the Niners drafted 2 years prior for the players who they have today.
Thank you.
And so a lot of people are over here scared, like, oh my goodness, who is these offensive linemen? Or oh my goodness, who is this defensive tackle? Oh my goodness, who are these cornerbacks? And it's like, we gotta realize the business. This business know that people will outprice themselves, or people they'll get injured, and then their game will begin to what? It will begin to fall down and have a decline. So what I have to do is I have to not only play for today, but I have to prep for tomorrow. And so a lot of people don't like the guy who we have in our front office, but he's a very he's a hard taskmaster. How he looks at the team and how he evaluates. He evaluates for today, but then he plans for the next 3 to 5 years. Understanding the CBA, understanding the money, how things will scale up, and so on and so forth. So he's already looking at certain players. So this offseason, when we lost 2 offensive linemen, Thomason was a Pro Bowler. He's gone. Alex Max was a Pro Bowler, our center. He's gone. But they drafted 2 guys last year, didn't get no playing time. None. So everybody's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Like, we're losing these guys. But they knew last year, prior to the draft, that they weren't going to re-sign these other individuals. They knew it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they kept things aesthetic. You got a job to do, but for real though, we got your replacements getting ready. We're getting their bodies right. We're getting their mentality corrected right now. And next year, when free agency comes, or when it's time to extend you, hey brother, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for what you've done to the organization. No bad blood, but I see you on your way, okay? And so then fans are sitting here like, wow, why did we let him go? Well, we have a new regime, or we have this new season coming into play, and so we've already prepped for it. Now, you guys may be skeptical and scared, but I have to trust the culture, and I have to trust the plan of the organization that we can continue to build the plane while it's still in the air. And so that's what some teams have the gall to do. And you got to be gauzy to do it. And that's what Bill Belichick has done for the last 20 years.
Facts.
Stuff that we scratch the head back. Be like,
big
why would you let him go? Why would you let Tyler Lockett go? Why would you let Laurie Miller go? Why would you let these guys? And they're like, it's okay.
It's competition.
Dracarys. Dracarys.
Yeah.
Jesus. This is Lost Brother for real. This is Lost Brother.
That is, he on point, man.
God, dog, that is Lost Brother. Hey, man, Law got an evil twin. I ain't even
I
know
got
you had
an
an
evil twin over there. Hey, boss, he called me. He called me midway through the week when we was practicing right before the Cowboys versus 49ers in the postseason. And he said, y'all about to lose. I said, why? He said, my team. I've been following. He follows the Cowboys because of what I do over here. But
right.
He said, your team practicing with pads, and they haven't practiced with pads in weeks.
It goes to the
he said it is it's a mindset of the physicality. But
okay,
Twin Maker, go ahead and break down that mindset of what Fred Warner had to say this offseason.
And with that question, I want to add this super chat.
Yeah,
both of this to you, twin. So you go take two. And this is cool as hell, man, to actually talk to a rival about football, and it's no bad blood. Obviously, between brothers is not gonna be, but this is a real football discussion. If you love football, you gotta love this show right now. But also to your question, Law, Coach Maul said, twin, how key is the relationship between the GM and head coach in San Fran is to their physical play and culture?
All right. Well, I'm gonna take your Coach Marr question first. What's up, Coach Marr? Now, this is this is very important. So for those who don't know, on y'all end, our GM is John Lynch. You know what I mean? And our head coach is Kyle Shanahan. So anybody who know football in general know that John Lynch is a former not only football player, but a former safety. And back in the day where they used to play the box safety, strong safety, and that was John Lynch.
Facts.
John Lynch, the fish don't tempt. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was that type of, he was that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so one thing you know is that physical play in football will never leak. It's a physical sport. But before it becomes physical on the gridiron, it becomes physical in the mind. And so what he did was he came to the conclusion with Kyle Shanahan, understanding that he had a past of physical football with the Denver Broncos, and then his dad prior being the offensive coordinator for the 49ers back in the early 90s, that physical play is what they did. This is what football was birthed about. And so they came to the conclusion saying that we want a culture of we're going to toe the line so close to where we almost black out, but we don't black out. But the only how you can be able to play that way is practice and understanding the mental part of the game. And so you have to continue to create an environment that presses you to this, like almost going over the edge, but not going over the edge.
That's exactly
but you have to condition the players' mentality to kind of match up with the physicality of it as well. So they go hand in hand, but you can't have one without the other. But the first must start with the mind, and the body will follow. We've seen this in any professional sports. Muhammad Ali then said it, Michael Jordan said it. It starts first at work in the mind. And so the mentality that John Lynch came and said, I want to bring players over who, yes, can they compete, but also have the mentality of saying that I'm willing to go this close to going over the edge. And so what I'm going to tell them is, if you come into this culture, we're going to help massage that into a full game mode, into the schematics, into the philosophy of how we play, so that this has become your second nature. So this will become natural to you to play at this level on a consistent basis, whether you're the last person on the roster on game day, whether you're the 53rd man or you're the number one guy coming out on the during the walk-ins. And so that was the culture that they began to create in the locker room. And every player that we get from other teams, we had a guy, a mini who came in from Houston last year, week 9, via trade. And he was like, bro, the environment here is so different as far as coming, not just a physical play, but the mentality that you have to have. The teaching and how they teach you how to play the game is totally different. And so I think that's one thing where the GM and the head coach have to be on one accord, so that when we bring in these type of players, when we bring in, whether it's a guy who y'all never heard of, it's the mentality that I know once he come in here, he's smart enough to understand that when I implement you in this position, you will excel. And trust it that you will, So hopefully that answered the question, Coach Marv, about the head coach and the GM dynamic that you need to kind of create the environment to play top-level physical football throughout the whole 18-week season of NFL football.
Dracarys.
He got some 5 points, boss.
God, dog.
They are literally joined at the hip with the same costs, and you can see that. Oh my gosh, man, that's a good way to break it down, though. I can't even. I don't have no rebuttal to that.
No, but see, it's also confirmation law, because that's what Coach Marv been saying. Like, and that's why it's a privilege to have people like Coach Marv, people with that coaching experience that had to not just obviously deal with the X's and O's, but when you have to deal with building an environment of a mentality, that's what. And when you hear multiple people now, Twin ain't never talked to Coach Marv.
No.
But if Coach Marv was about 20 years younger and had a full beard and some braids at the top, you would think they was the same person. So, and we not insulting our own team. We not doing that. Not doing that. This conversation is about the necessary conversation that you have to have in order to have improvement. That's just what you gotta do. You gotta have these hard conversations, and to me, you gotta have these reality conversations that can just make us better. Now, what's your page, Twin? I want to showcase your channel real quick.
Oh man, you can check me out on YouTube, man. Twin Empire. You know what I mean? Catch me on there. And then I'm using just on either there or on Twitter, man. Twitter, I'm the Twin Maker on Twitter, man. And so
I see a Twin Empire. It's a couple of different ones.
Yeah, they done probably squeezed them out, man.
Okay. I'm trying to showcase your
Let me see if I can find that link for you while you do that.
For me, but yeah,
it's on my Twitter link. So if you just hit it in the Twitter, my Twitter bio, my Twitter name on Twitter, man, is Twin Empire × 2. The reason why I'm Twin Empire, man, I'm the Twin Maker, but I got 2 sets of twins, so that's where the ×2 come in. So you know what I'm saying? I deal with doubles all day long.
that boy accurate.
Twin Maker.
Maker. You on YouTube, my guy?
I'm actually on Twitter. I'm trying to pull it.
I'm finna post it in your DM box now.
All right. Thank
you.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to obviously give you that exposure, because I got Law Channel right here, and obviously because he's streaming, we want to give him the fair amount of branding. You know what I'm saying? It's just the right thing to do, big dog.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, so everybody, man, y'all should already know Law Nation, but this is Law Nation channel. He's also having a fantastic month, man. You made a big gain to your goal of 100,000 subs. So y'all make sure y'all continue to help out Law, share Law, like Law's channel. Everybody that was on Boss Cowboy Sports that already hit that like button, y'all also go over to Laws and do the same thing, because we want to continue to push the homie, keep pushing them up. That's what I'm trying to do for Twin now, because obviously both of these guys are blessing the nation and the world with content. So we want to bless them with the right activity that give them exposure. All right, but we gonna talk about these Cowboys now, Twin. I'm gonna ask one more question, Law, if you had anything.
No. Outside of Coach Marv, he gave a donation over here, and he said that $5, and he said that, Law, didn't I say the same thing to you, Law, before you even asked him about the San Francisco physicality?
Facts.
I told you.
Yeah. Almost
him,
word
right?
for word.
You know, just word for word, Coach. I can't even make it up, man. Shoot, you right on it, man.
He literally, this is what Coach Marv said. He said, you got to toe that line so close to physicality. So then when we get slapped in the mouth, listen, y'all, listen. I don't mean to get so excited. I get excited about this type of stuff. But then,
express yourself.
Yeah, but bro, listen. So then when these boys come out to the boombox and they like, man, let's go, man. We don't care that this is your house. And we ain't just talking about the theatrics, because that's the theatrics. They also backed it up on the field. But what built that? This is what Coach Marv been saying for months. Right. This ain't started a week ago. This been Coach Marv top anthem. his top anthem is push that line. Matter of fact, he said if you bleed now, if you bleed now, you was something later. I don't remember the exact quote, but he was basically saying you got to put that pain in them guys in training camp so that they can be ready for the endurance that it takes.
Yes, because indeed. Like y'all know, man, in football, you know, the other teams are going to do whatever it is that they can to kind of make you lose the mental game. They go talk about your mama. They go talk about your person, your kid. They go do everything they can to try to get that one slight advantage on the field. And so what they're trying to teach us, you know, in the training camp in the Niners, like, bruh, that need to become second nature to you. Whether it's the joning, whether it's the bullying, whatever it is that they're doing to you on the field, we've already done it to you in practice. But we're going to toe that line to the point where I don't want you to get a personal foul penalty that calls us 15 yards. I don't want you to get an unnecessary like holding penalty or roughing the back, like none of that. I just want you to be able to play on that threshold consistently, and that's fine with us. You know what I mean? So like that's the big point that I like to tell people. Like it's a physical sport, but you want to be able to teach people to play the game so physical to where you don't lose your mind out there and get dumb penalties that will end up causing you the game. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Was that the point that Fred Warner tried to make to Ayuk that you were telling me about?
Yeah, that's what you. That's what. And before we go to Ayuk, because I definitely want to talk about Ayuk. Y'all watch this. This is. Oh my God! Look at this. Jesus Christ, dude, look just like my God, dog. This is scary, bro. This is you are truly the evil twin. I really honestly don't even like it, dog. Yeah. See, y'all follow your boss lead real quick. Watch this. Subscribed. Hit that bell. I'm gonna now get all of his content. Y'all do that for the homie. It's just the right thing to do. Even though I can't stand his team. When I say I hate San Fran, I hate San Fran, dog. But I do respect San Fran, though. I do. B Bird with a super chat said, "Did y'all see how McVay sold front office on Stanford?" Yes, we did. I did. We did. Yeah, and that's something we would never do over here, to be honest. Now, Lau been trying to get that question in on the history of what toughened up Ayuk. So we want to kind of hear about that history. Then we go talk about the Dallas Cowboys, because we actually talking about them San Fran.
So I meant this. So what happened was, like, people don't know. Like, everybody heard it was all Debo last year, right? Everybody Debo, and respectfully, we understood why. He was out there doing some wonderful things that we never really seen before for a long period of time. I think the last person was like Percy Harvin, who did some of the things he did. But anyway, throughout the all season, Fred Warner was like, "Look, we don't know what's about to happen with Debo, but I know we spent the first round draft pick for Brandon Ayuk, and I want him to go to the next level." And so he said this in OTAs. Forget training. He said, "I'm going to get on his nerve. I'm going to pick on him. I'm going to be that little gnat at the barbecue that keep hovering over that sweet potato pie that keep getting in your ear. You can't really eat your food probably because that little gnat is on your nerve." He says, "I'm going to do that to Brandon Ayuk because I need him to go to another level. I need him to go to another level because they will take our offense to another level. They will take the Trey Lance, who will become the new starting quarterback, to another level." So ever since the OTAs, he says, I've been on his head. I've been nagging him. I've been talking about him. And he said the thing about Brandon Ayuk is this. He's quiet, he's cool, calm, and he's collected. But he was saying, I need to bring the fire out of him. I need to bring the dog out of him because the other players on the offense needs to see that our number 2 wide receiver, or could be our number 1 wide receiver, has just as much fight as Debo has. Because everybody knows, yes, can Debo hoop? I mean, can you as ball? Yes. But we need the collective of our star players to have that same type of mentality. And so eventually, the boy Brandon Ayuk was balling. I mean, balling.
And physical.
And Fred Warner kept chirping. And so what people don't know is this. Brandon Ayuk caught a pass, and he looked at Fred Warner and was like, "Yeah, I'm here." Brandon Ayuk had set out and then another guy caught a pass, and Fred Warner hit him late, gave the man a concussion.
Damn.
Right now, you see, people don't know that. Right now, you on the field, went straight up to Fred Warner and said, "Let's go." And immediately there was a scramble. You know what I'm saying? But what
they got in the fight.
No, they didn't go in the fisticuff fully, but they had like a little dog pile. But what happened was this. Kyle Shanahan smiled because they asked him about it, what happened afterwards. Because all the beat writers and press was there, so they seen what was going on. And Kyle Shanahan was like, he was smiling because he was like, anybody who know IU, that's not his personality. But he said that 1 second showed the team there was a dog in that man where he says, not only are you not going to pump me, but when it comes to my other players and my other boys who are out here riding with me, I'm there for them. I got them. And ever since then, they showed the video later on with them in the locker room hugging and talking with one another because he was saying this. They are setting the culture for this year. Last year, it was maybe Debo. But this year, we want everybody to know that everybody has a part to play. Everybody can get in when it comes to setting the tone. And so that was what I saw. I was like, okay, I'm liking this. I'm loving the energy. I'm loving the mentality. I'm loving the camaraderie that even afterwards, they were together, dapping it up and saying, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, let me say something real quick, because, see, I got a little bit jealous. I ain't going to lie. Don't act like y'all don't get jealous. If God get jealous, y'all get jealous. The scriptures say the Lord get jealous. So don't act like you ain't get jealous right there at culture building, because I just did, damn it. I ain't going to even lie. But, see, I got this comment, and somebody said about Twin Empire Channel. They said, I subscribe, then block him. Listen. Let me tell you something. And I know he joking. Troy cool as hell. Troy is cool. But let me be honest. You should follow people like Twin. I'm being honest. You should follow Twin because you want people, especially in the YouTube community, that's passionate and that do their research. You basically looking at the Law Nation of San Francisco, which is crazy, right? So if you really want to know about the culture, if you really want to get the real insight, you got to subscribe to people like Twin. Like, for real. So that when you, and I know Troy was playing, but I study my enemy. I do. I study my enemy. That's the Art of War by Sun Tzu. Sun Tzu in the Art of Wars, you know everything about your enemy. You know what get them going. You know when they sleep. You know everything. So, and this is the thing. This is the thing. And can I just be honest, or do y'all want me to lie to kick it? Tell me now. Y'all tell me now. Do y'all be honest? All right. It bothers me that we keep saying in the off season, remember San Fran, right? That's been the war call of the Dallas Cowboys this off season. Remember San Fran. But I'm gonna tell you something. When the Japanese want to know what you doing, they just buy your product and they just break it all the way down and rebuild it. Y'all see where I'm going? See, why try to create your own culture when you just copy what they doing, dog? You see what I'm saying? If they towing the line to have a physical practice, and if that's what made them have the mentality that made them get as far as they got, why try to make a war call of remember San Fran instead of going to talk to Twin and say, Twin, what happened over there? What built that? What happened? Like, because we was the better team. Twin, we was better than y'all. Clearly, y'all wasn't even close to our athletes when y'all beat us.
Right or wrong?
Right or wrong?
Right or wrong?
Well, you know,
no, don't be biased. We need the truth. What that butt law? I know you got that, but we need the truth.
I want the truth.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Well, athletically, I think on offense, I think we was on par with y'all.
What?
Yes.
Hey, he got real heated at Okoye. Okoye came out and said,
look,
he hit me up late.
I called Law. I was like, bro, why your man go over and say this, man? I said, hold on now. Look.
Get out of here, that boy.
Hey, Law. Hey, the word about Cowboys. Do you want me to lie to kick or you want me to tell the truth?
Together.
But you already lied, bro. You already lied, bro. No, tell the truth.
Look,
tell your truth.
Hey, go ahead.
Tell your truth.
Hey, I told my bro, look, I told him this. I say, look, we got left tackle, Trent,
That's
Pro
good.
Bowler, right?
That's good.
Yeah,
Kyle
yeah, all
Juszczyk,
year.
Pro Bowler again.
Okay.
Deebo Samuel, check. All Pro, Pro Bowl again. George Kittle, check. Pro Bowler, All Pro again. We got Elijah Mitchell, top 5 when it comes to rookie running backs coming in the NFL this year. And then we got Brandon Ayuk, who had, a wonderful second year as well. So on my side, I'm looking like, all right, it's not like the level of disparity is great to me. And then I'm talking about what we're talking about now, and then the physical nature of the team itself. I'm like, oh, I'm rolling with my guys. Now tell me in my evaluation, is the hesitation for me to be disturbed? You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't see what you said. All right, so let's go back with this. So you talked about Trent, solid, probably top
solid.
2 in the league, solid.
Top.
We got T. Smith, neutralizes him when healthy. 2, you didn't talk about that running game. We got
I
2.
did. I said Elijah Mitchell.
Oh, but he is in comparison to Zeke and Pollard, and you know this. You talked about Debo. You talked about Debo. We had Amari Cooper and CD Lamb. Ayuk, get out of here.
Hold on. So look, CD Lamb.
Then you didn't mention your quarterback, sir.
Finish him. On purpose.
Boss, you're gonna be fighting all day, man. I fight this man all day with this, man. Come on.
How many passing yards does CD Lamb have?
We not finna do this today. We not finna do this.
I'm not finna go down there, man.
We not listen.
I realize this. My team had 29th ranked passing attempts in the NFL, right? 20 passing attempts. Y'all know what passing attempts mean.
Yeah, we
a
know.
Team that don't pass the ball a lot. So if my team has somebody with Debo who had 1,500 passing receiving yards, and Ayuk with over 800 plus yards, and then we're not even a passing team, and so our 2 guys, they like you just said about counseling each other out. That's a counsel out to me right then and there. Yes or no?
No, it's not. That bias is coming through to you clear as day. This is why we should have whooped y'all. This is why I'm mad at Kellen Moore. I'm mad at Kellen Moore because now you sticking your chest out and you was not even close to as good as us.
Make it make sense then, boss.
Then y'all defense wasn't even as close as us.
Boss, all I'm saying is this. Make it make sense.
I'm already doing it. I already told you we getting a 2-for-1 special at receiver. I ain't gonna do it, Law. Let me get back to the Dallas Cowboys.
Man, you gonna be all day.
I see, bro. I'm not even finna do it.
Wait a minute. If you passing the ball, you get.
He done grabbed the mic.
I done gripped the mic on this.
What the hell going on?
Listen here. If you getting double the attempts and passing attempts, and only coming out with barely enough to say that it's a big difference between Brandon Ayuk and Debo versus Amari Cooper and CD Lamb, then therefore we're being more efficient when it comes to our passing game. Yes
Yeah, you're talking about systems and the coaches being better. We talking about the athletes. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna get back to this Dallas Cowboy content. I'm not even finna do it. Hey, so you watch the game because I could tell we would go back and forth on this. Law trying to get me
back and forth. Look, it'll be a 5-hour show.
I already see. I can see that right now. I can see.
But he do got a good philosophy for anything and everything West Coast been saying. Mm-hmm. He's pretty much right on page with running the ball for the 49ers because he can really go into details of the TOP and how they versus their scheme versus philosophy and versus what the Cowboys try to do. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Let's talk about it. That's a good conversation. I like that, Law, about their commitment to running the ball. Because listen, bro, that's the only reason y'all was better, bro. That is the only reason, because they said that game that Shanahan said that y'all coach. Shanahan said that if we run the ball 30 times, we go win this game. Y'all had a commitment to the running game, versus we had an OC that wasn't even giving our best players the ball. Pollard only touched the ball 4 times that game. That's a downfall of coaching, not athletes. Y'all just had a coach that was smarter. Y'all wasn't better than us. I'm gonna go to my grave saying that.
There'll be a downside of having too many athletes though, because at the point again, if you got 10 cars, you only can drive one at a time. What's the point of having 10?
You not gonna do that, because you can see. I also know your history, twin. You can't do that with me. You can try that with somebody else. No, you can't do that, twin, because your San Fran teams was stacked. The 80s when y'all was winning, y'all was stacked top to bottom, and y'all found ways for everybody to eat. I'm not hearing it, twin. I'm not hearing you. You good though. I say you good.
I'm talking about last year. I'm talking about.
We talking about football history. You can't make a statement like that don't make history.
We made our best players become efficient in their role. Like you said, y'all. You just said so yourself. Y'all didn't do that.
Facts.
But at the same time, you have to have the wherewithal to say that this is what we're going to do, and we're going to stay committed to it. And my thing was with this, and I told my big bro this, it's like, dude, y'all had too many things that was glaring as far as looking like real productive, where it's hard in a playoff setting, or when you have the time to sit there and take away your 3 and 4 options, to all of a sudden think that now you go do it during the playoffs. It doesn't work that way. It has to be a culture that had been developed throughout the entirety of the year, so that when these times come, nobody would panic. And that was a difference in the situation, like you just said. Yes, y'all may think y'all have better athletes, but if I have the mentality in these roles, I will supersede the athletes. We've seen this even in basketball. You know what I'm saying? You see this in all sports. So there's a point where the mentality transcends the ability of the athlete.
Hold on real quick.
Am I lying or am I telling the truth, my friend? That's all I'm asking.
Dracarys.
Still Dracarys.
See, when you tell the truth, I ain't gonna fight truth.
Okay.
Did y'all hear what he just said? He said there gets the point to where the mentality supersedes the physicality or the physical nature of your talent. Oh my God. Let me give you one more.
Give him one more.
Just one more.
Give him one more.
Dracarys.
One more. Hey, look at me and Boston at 5. Look at me and Boston.
That's me and Long getting burnt up right now.
We burnt up. Hey, when it all happened too, believe it or not, the 49ers, I call them the 40-winers, they were stalling. And I was just grinning ear to ear. But week 10 hit, and then week 10 hit. Twin, go ahead and break it down what happened in week 10, because those are things that we wish that we could do, is making the necessary adjustments, and we didn't do that. Tell them what happened in week 10.
Hey, so week 10, look, they looked at each other because we was losing. Y'all were a winning team throughout the entirety of the year. By week 10, we was on the fringe. We were sitting there looking like, bro, we can't lose another game, because we'll be literally 2 games out of the playoffs in the 7th seed. See what I'm saying? And so what ended up happening was in week 10, we was like, all right, people don't realize Debo had over 1,000 yards, receiving yards, by week 10. He only emerged 400 yards more after week 10 because he got said, hey, we need the physicality of what you bring, Debo, in the backfield running the ball, along with Elijah Mitchell. So immediately at that point in time, we told Jimmy Garoppolo, hey, bro, this ain't it. What we're going to do is minimize our passing attempts, and we're going to continue to stay committed to the run games. And this is when you heard Boss Cowboy, we want to run the ball 35 times a game and minimize our turnovers. And 35. We will use every 35. Individual that we can to continue to keep this mindset going. Elijah Mitchell and Debo was the only 2 running backs we really had. And Elijah Mitchell was injured throughout the entirety of from week 10 until the playoffs. But what Kyle Shanahan realized was this: we played better on defense when we was committed on the offensive end to running the ball. It gave the mentality to our players and saying that, hey guys, I trust that my team will stay committed. And though we will be committed, even though we might not get all the big runs, the big splash plays, I know that the physical nature eventually will surpass the teams that we're playing against, because this is more of a finesse fantasy football type of league that we're in right now. And so, but what we're going to play is a brand of football that most don't play. So eventually it will wear down on you. And so over time, after weeks, it began to wear on the other teams around the National Football League, because everybody else plays the certain type of style like they play nowadays. And so because when we come in, it's going to be something different. It's going to be something new. And most teams aren't going to be able to sustain during the third and fourth quarter the physicality that we bring in the commitment to the run. And ever since then, we made our run from week 10 all the way into the NFC Championship game, where every game that we played from then on out was win or go home. We were playing playoff games in week 10. Point blank period.
Yeah. That's another type of mentality there, man. All right, so, man, what about these Cowboys, man?
Let's talk about these Cowboys.
Let's talk about these Cowboys, man.
Listen, I'm real life getting madder and madder. I feel like we are getting done
Wrong.
We are getting done wrong, man, by Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore. Shout out also to Coach Marv, too. Because, see, this is sad that when you hear Coach Marv and West Coast and Twin, you know what I'm saying? When you hear about the commitment of running the ball, because a lot of our fans, we don't believe that. We kind of like, I don't know about all of that. I don't know about running the ball. I don't know. I don't know about identity and physicality. We wanna be a high octane offense, man.
Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert.
Yeah, we want to throw. Coach Marv said one of the most genius things I've ever heard a week ago. Coach Marv say defenses can't get cute when you hitting them in the mouth by running the ball. They not gonna be doing all that shifting safeties and showing two high looks when you in a one high look. You ain't gonna be doing that when balls is coming downhill on you. So first thing you want to do is you want to commit to the run game, especially early, to get them to try to stabilize their defense. Then you can open up on them. And y'all not even close. This is what pissed me off. Y'all not even close to us.
He getting quiet. He know he's right.
Yeah, especially that quarterback. Y'all did that with a quarterback that was.
You are fake news.
Fake news, Garoppolo. Give a game away, Garoppolo. You said all that soliloquy, and it was beautiful what you said. It was beautiful, but you done brought out Thanos boss now. Now you done brought out Thanos boss. Bro, it was beautiful what you said. But see, the key person that you... Nah, let me go back to these Cowboys. I ain't gonna keep debating you.
Hey, I always keep a Trojan horse now, my guy, so don't worry. I understand.
Trojan man.
Trojan man. Hey, all right, so this we gonna talk about the Cowboys now.
No,
okay, just real quick. You good, Law? You good, Twin?
Yeah. We good, man.
We rocking.
You said you watched the first half, right, Twin? Cowboys game last night. First half. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can ask them. Well, it was 17-0, 17-0.
It was slow motion. But that's okay though. It's
go ahead, boss. Go ahead, lead us, boss.
Here we go. Yeah. These are the subjects that we're getting ready to get into. We're gonna talk about physicality. We're gonna talk about physicality. And then this is the first thing I want to say. Somebody please explain, right? And what the F's of preseason. I got a couple, okay? Where was Luke Gifford? Now, I looked at some reports. It looked like he might have had some type of injury. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to be honest, with cut day being Tuesday, he should be gone. He should be gone by Tuesday. And I mean this mainly because the linebackers played too good in his absence. And there have been way too many career injury issues, even a PED issue, right? I think it's time to go with these young guys. So can somebody, that's the segment I want to talk about. Can somebody explain where was Lou Gifford? And then can somebody explain where was Noah Brown? Like, cause you said this, Law, and we gonna talk about physicality, but you raised a good point. He was working with the 2s and 3s all throughout training camp practice, and Dennis Houston was working with the 1s.
Right.
If you saying you trying to evaluate which one of these guys gonna be your third team receiver, you don't put Noah Brown under the lights?
Right.
Can somebody explain what the F was going on with that? I'm gonna take a pause and then we go trying to tackle that. I hate that we tackling this with you, twin. I just feel like I feel like that we having a family discussion and you the neighbor.
You're the neighbor, he peeping in like,
What's going on? I heard some commotion over there, guys. I'm hearing everything's okay.
they crying over there. Ain't it?
But what the F? Like,
Yeah.
am I tripping?
No, you're not, man. And it's been too long for Noah Brown to not get that opportunity and all what he did in training camp. We needed to see that yesterday.
Yeah,
we didn't get a chance to see it. We didn't get a chance to see it.
Yeah.
And you fool around and gave too much good exposure for Dennis Houston to not put him in a situation where you could stash him, for crying out loud, because there would not be 31 other teams passing him by, right? So Semi Fehoko, I think that he's a shoe-in now after catching that touchdown. Houston, he's a shoe-in on his team just by alignment alone.
Right.
Noah Brown, I think that he's on this team. So who else do we need to evaluate? Somebody that we need to see out there on the field. I think it got to be Drummond, Hendershot, as far as the tight ends. Who else? TJ Vasher, he had one catch for 11 yards. It's a situation there. Who else did you guys paid attention to out there on the field?
No,
because
I think you hitting it right, man. I think you hitting it right. And then also, I think the reps was off, Law. I think the reps was off. I didn't see enough of Dennis Houston. I didn't see enough. You didn't play him enough.
Yeah, but the one, look, he had, you saw that flag route that he had on the outside, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
He got the separation. It was the first quarter. He got the separation, jab leg inside, bam. The ball was supposed to have been there, but Cooper Rush, he passing it to the sideline judge. You know,
Next.
that would have been a first down or more, because he would have turned upfield. The dude playing with inside leverage was too far inside, you know? So
Right.
it would have been a good situation for Dennis Houston to shine off of that, but that was an uncatchable ball. So I still see what I'm gonna have to do, boss, is I'm gonna have to go back and watch this game and do, like you said, isolate it best I can from a broadcasting view and still tally up positives off of the wide receivers on the reps they won, even though they didn't get the ball because the doggone quarterback was just that terrible.
Yeah, and see, because I think I have, I have it right here, but y'all can trust me.
Right.
I mean, I got something right here that's important to look at it, at least data-wise. So if we look at the data, they probably ain't going to be able to see it. I can make it bigger. Let me make this bigger, y'all. Y'all give me 1 second.
That's what she said.
Yes,
It's too soon, too early. All right.
Power independence. I can't make it bigger. Don't sleep. I can get you what you want, baby. Hold on.
Yo.
He had to go Seattle. So.
Seattle. Blue Chew, man. That's all. They got nothing but Blue Chew on my channel, man. Like, what's the
I'm
Blue
trying to
Chew?
get this. Man, all right, let me just do it like this. Y'all gonna have to just squint, damn it.
Squint your eyes, turn your phone sideways, zoom it in, pinch
All
the
right,
phone.
So and twin, man, if you got some input, dog, don't be shy. Don't be shy, twin. If you got some input, because I know we having a family discussion now between me and Law and y'all family.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? But so this shows, this is from Michael Gelkin too. This shows the snaps, right?
Yeah.
So let me see. Where was Houston? So Houston got 36% of the snaps. Fioku got 53% of the snaps.
Yeah, he got that many.
Yeah. Turbin got 21.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if this is a competition, I want to see that more equal. I want to see them boys together. Am I tripping?
Well,
I felt like I'm just being honest. I felt like I got cheated. Now I know the quarterback was an issue. I agree with that.
Shoot.
I'm not gonna take away from that. Then Tolbert got 53%. Yeah.
Tolbert, man, he dropped a nasty ball, man.
Yeah,
Cooper put a foul on him, and I was trying to blame Cooper for it.
You couldn't blame him for that one, dog.
I had to go back and watch. I said, dang, man, that was Tolbert's fault. But that same drop, I seen him drop like that. I saw it on college film when it was in traffic or what have you. And I think that Tolbert is a guy, believe it or not, that you got to get in rhythm. Maybe he got to put him in end around, line him up inside the slot, give him a little drag or something. But you just can't just midway through the second quarter, now I go to your Tolbert, you know.
Yeah, and you warned about that too, Law. Good observation.
Yeah.
You warned about Tolbert with them drops.
Yeah, with them drops. Because I think that he trying to look at his next move. He's still a 4-4 guy, right?
No, he's still
his
a
field
dog,
was kind of slippery.
But you got to do the little
things.
You got to do the little things right.
And basketball and football ain't gonna roll.
Yeah,
I still like him.
I still believe in him.
But is it enough for you to entertain Antonio Brown?
Nah, hell nah.
Okay, good.
I'm not bringing Antonio Brown into this system because he could be too frustrated with this system. I ain't even considering it. Like, this is a system that's gonna be based on. Hold on real quick. Coach say, look at his super chat. I missed it. Oh, god damn. I missed it.
But you know what? Boss? Why you pulling that up? It would have been a good situation now, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And I know hindsight is 20/20, but this team looks like it would have been such further advance if they would have went with Jarvis Landry. And I know it's me putting.
I think it would have frustrated Jordan Landry. And because Jay Tuck, he got the perfect way to explain our offense, because
talk to me, man.
I got this long version. It's a system, and it's about, the defense taking, the offense taking what the defense give them, all that long verbiage. We have a no identity offense. There's no identity with our offense, and it's on purpose. So just like Twin could tell you the identity of San Fran, he could tell it to you. He could tell you from week 10 all the way to the NFC Championship why they did what they did. We can't, because we don't have no identity on purpose. So with an offense like this, and you got a vocal guy, a vocal receiver, we couldn't handle Amari Cooper. So skill-wise, I agree with you on Landry. System fit-wise, I think he would have been so pissed.
Yeah.
So pissed in his system. Okay. And then from the way the Cowboys doing it, in my opinion, the Cowboys are trying to say, we want guys that's going to do it our way. That's why you're hearing Dennis Houston say stuff like, I had to go to a spot. And then you hear the same thing. All of these guys are bought into this system that's going to really screw them around, because just like last night, who got most of the targets? Tight ends.
Oh, I see where you're going at it. Yeah.
So, so one of the things on Coach Mark Super, he said, boss, question about the game. If you got backup QBs and a good running blocking, O-line 6 yards per carry, run 4 yards per pass, still 36 pass and 23 runs, what would San Fran do with Kellen? He talking to you. So basically he's saying we was averaging 6 yards, but yet we kept throwing more than we was running the ball. That's basically what he's saying. He's saying, what would San Fran do, Twin?
Hey, 6 + 6 is what, bro?
First down.
Yeah.
All right. Some things are just self-explanatory. Some things don't need to be explained. If this is what's working, if it's working now in preseason, it's giving us an identity of saying that, hey, this pass over here don't work, this formation over here don't work, but when we run the ball, it works.
Yeah.
So let's just continue to keep that up. You know what I mean?
Facts. I got
me and the Twin. We was talking about this just the other day. Mm-hmm. What established physicality? and we was talking about formation. The big play that Danny Gray caught for the touchdown was earned. It was earned. They earned that single high safety. They earned that one-on-one to the outside. How? Well, they line up in 12 personnel. They line up in big boy packages, and they ran the ball even in preseason. And they made it easier for Trey Lance to look comfortable out there. But people fail to realize, even in that game, that wasn't Danny Gray's first big pass. You know, he had a post route that he caught on the edge because it was earned. It was given to those guys by way of running the ball and creating that. So what the Cowboys do wrongly is that they look at it like we like to spread it out and enforce that we got multiple weapons on the outside and we can go to all of our targets, right? And then we can sprinkle in the run versus we're gonna run, and just when it's time for us to spread it out, your mindset is these boys trying to run it, and then we can give that rollout. You know that rollout play that we kept doing last night?
Yeah.
Then that rollout play will be more efficient. Then the play action will be more efficient because it would take those two safeties that the Denver Broncos were playing out of the picture and bring them inside the box, and now you have your one-on-ones, and then you can get a good look. It don't matter the name. It don't matter the name of the wide receiver when you have the scheme in place.
Right. And I think this is a good point by Lauren. Good point by Lauren. She said, boss, I think we run more if it not for those damn penalties. I have trust. I think that's a great point, Lauren. But I do have trust issues still. Straight up, I still don't think we have an offensive coordinator that has the commitment to the run game that Shanahan has. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I just think the commitment is not there. Yeah, the penalties, if it's making second and long and third and long, you got to throw the ball. And then, even with the penalties, it was a totally different play calling from Ben DiNucci to Cooper Rush. Did anybody notice that? They was dinking and dunking. What did you see, Twin, first half? Did you see us going vertical, stretching the field, or even attempting to? No.
For real.
We started trying to stretch the field when Mike McCarthy Boy got out there, Ben DiNucci. His second pass, they went vertical. So it's almost like we got the better players. I just think we got to work on that coaching. So I want to ask another question real quick. Y'all still good on time? We still cool?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
you good?
Yeah, you good? What's up?
All right. I want to talk about did we respond with the physicality? I say hell yeah we did. Because guess what? Everybody was saying offensive line soft, ball sorry. You know, McGovern shouldn't be starting. Tyler Smith, he trash. He shouldn't be a first rounder. Terrence Steele, he the only one that fought in the Denver. We was averaging 6 yards on the ground. At the end of the day, that's men moving men.
Mm-hmm.
That's men moving. Say what you want, especially on ball. Ain't no way you go turn on that tape and say we wasn't getting no push on that left side. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. So that's my answer. What you say, Law and Twin? Because I say we responded.
I'm gonna let Twin go first, and then I'll go last with it.
I think, like you just said, the physicality was working, as you can tell with the production on the run, yards per rush. But again, what's going on? Like, it's the mentality of what's up with these penalties, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you can't. It negates all the wonderful work that you do as a line when you have to continue to move backwards when you're trying to go forward. And that's something that will end up biting you in the behind. And if it's something that has been part of the culture of the team, I don't think it'll be smart to just look over it and pass it by as if, okay, well, it's penalties. It's like, okay, no, it's penalties. What the HELL? We can't start this again.
Right.
If we want to have anything that messes it up, let it be alignment itself, but not penalties. You know what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate that it happens, but at the same time, we got to say, okay, what can we do technique-wise to continue to move in unison together as a group? Because we won't never establish the run as our identity if we are going to be a team that when we do run, we become penalized as well. So then that negates the mentality of becoming a physical team that desires to run the ball 30 times a game.
Yeah, good points there. All right, so out of the running backs collectively, we attempted to run the ball 28 times. Malik Davis, he had 8 carries. Rico had 9. Shamklin had 7. Davis had 51 yards. Dowdle 36, and Shamklin 32. So we can all say that, yeah, the offensive line got some push or what have you, because you can't run those yards if the offensive line didn't get any push. All of those guys within the same breath average more yards per rush than what Cooper rushed through. So try to contextualize that too. And Cooper rushed through a QBR 48.8. He was 12 for 20. So I get it. Yeah, the penalties or drive killers killed us, but I do like the fact that Davis did average 6.4 yards per tote, and he was running the ball. But there was some spurts of the Cowboys trying to run the ball behind a certain formation. But what the Cowboys tend to do out of their formations, if you ever pay attention to it, shotgun, right? When they pass the ball. When they try to run the ball, they line up in power I, and we can all be yelling, run, run, because it gives them the fact that, okay, when we see the quarterback line up under center, 9 times out of 10, this is going to be a run. I think what Kellen Moore needs to do in this preseason is to figure out packages and plays that looks like run but pass. And I'm trying to say it in so low IQ formations. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to say it in a way where everybody can understand. Easy language term. I don't want to get into the technicalities of things. Yeah. I believe that that's our biggest impediment with this team. Whereas we don't have certain looks that even if it's a pass, that it presents itself as a run, or even if it's a run, it presents itself as a pass. We just don't have those looks. That's the best way.
Yeah, no identity. I'm gonna pass this back to you, Law, from Coach Marv. And good job, Coach Marv. See, Coach Marv know how to work these super chats, except when I'm building a plane. He like to send super chats, and he'll send $100 when I'm building the plane, and then I won't see it. And then he be like, but then he goes in and he say, boss, check the super chat. That's how to do it, y'all. When we miss it, just remind us and we'll go catch it. He said, why in the hell Ben DiNucci averaging 25 passes in game played? I think it's I think I got an answer for that. I think it's his cousin Mike McCarthy boy.
It's my son.
To me, that's what it looked like to me, because nobody can convince me that. Because now I see a lot of people want to get rid of Cooper Rush. Let's get rid of Cooper Rush. Okay, cool. You can get rid of Cooper Rush. Fine.
Right.
For who? For who? Ben? Sidearm Ben? Okay. Listen, you can say what you want. In a fight, I want to be with Cooper Rush.
I got a point to that, though, boss.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing with Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush looked like Cooper Flush last night. Yeah. That's with the 2s and the 3s. But if you put Cooper Rush with the 1s, like with the number 1 offensive line team out there, the number 1 wide receivers, the number 1 tight end, he plays a whole lot better. I think that he got these loud footsteps in his mind when he's playing with the backups or what have you, that you don't see that 400. He threw for 400 and some yards, man, against the Minnesota Vikings. And of course that was Cooper to Cooper, but he looked more, how can I say this one?
Gritty.
It looked more grit to him, more sure of himself. Yeah.
And that's the reason flushed. I rock with Rush. I know he got a noodle on, but see, I remember his history too. I'm not gonna just judge him by one game or even one practice. Remember, he had to unseat Kellen Moore as the number 2 quarterback. And we know Kellen Moore is the son in this Dallas organization. He's always been considered the smart son, the good son. You couldn't unseat him. You couldn't unseat him unless you balled out. And remember, in 4 preseason games, he had a higher passing rating than Watson, Mahomes, and it was another quarterback that went to the Browns at that time from Notre Dame. I can't remember his name, but all of them boys. Am I saying, I got to do like Law, am I saying he better than them? No. But I'm saying he did in tough moments rise. That's the grit that you can't measure with arm talent. And so what do you want in a second string quarterback? You don't want him to win a Super Bowl. You want him to be gritty for a couple of games. Dak, he bumped up. You need a guy that can go in there and say, I ain't got the arm, but I got the heart. I see that with Cooper Rush. And I honestly felt like the play calling was horrible to him. Horrible. They didn't do nothing to allow him to launch that thing. The only time we started doing anything vertical was with sidearm DiNucci.
DiNucci, man.
So that's my opinion on it. It's okay if people think different, but that's how I think about it. My question is this now. Who rolls under the light? That should be who rolls under the light. I said who rises under the light because this was from a previous show that I did. Let me correct that. Who rolls under the lights?
Well, Malik Davis did a good job on the offense. Or you only talk about on the offense?
I got some people. I can name
Simi
people.
Fehoko, Tyler Smith. I do like his what he did out there.
Tyler.
Yeah. Tyler, man, big boy inside. He did keep his arms inside. I think that they're gonna pick on him. That's just the flow of the refs community, man, to pick on kid. But his jab was pretty good. It was solid. He redirected, got people out of the way. Pancake when was necessary. Yes, they called 2 flags on him, but I just look at it. If you go back and watch the alleyways and the lanes that he opened up, all I can visualize is Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard running through there. Ooh. Shout out to Malik Davis, though, but I truly believe that 1 to 2 seconds, think about it, we're talking about seconds that we're looking for. We are not talking about minutes. And that 1 to 2 seconds, this will be a lifetime for Dak Prescott to go through his reads, to carve through those guys and pick up the open targets that's in the middle of the field. Now we have the middle of the field open for us, and we will see this team flourish a little bit better with strength inside. Now, granted, I think that they're going to look for bodies. This is what they're going to do. They're going to look for bodies on the ground, and they're not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately, if the shoulder pads turn or what have you, bodies twisting, they're going to give him a call. Depending on the crews, they're going to call it on him.
Yeah, they're going to play. And I think that second holding call, that was holding to me because his hands was outside. That's the only reason he was holding, but it wasn't a flagrant hold. It was it was a play that most of the time they should have let go and likely let go. It wasn't a flag. I think because the OC said something before when he was talking about building the muscle memory to keep your hands inside and your elbows down. He said a lot of times you want to keep repping it. That's why, honestly, I felt like our training camp failed them, the offensive line, because now you got to put them in them live environments to where you make the block on with your hands outside. You got to then get coached up to say, yeah, we saw that. They don't make that call if you make that same block with your hands inside, you know. So
and let me give a pushback, and I'm not blaming the refs, guys. You know, I'm not blaming the refs, but
it was
not every team. Not there was some bad calls. Not every team get 15 to 17, damn near 20 penalties. Come on, man. Look, we've seen this game long enough to know that you don't get that many penalties. I get it. You know, some penalties you got to call, but not but not doggone 17, 18 penalties.
I would say 12 of them was legit. About 12. We still had a lot though, bro.
A lot though, but come on, man. I mean that penalty on Sam Williams was straight up bullshit, man. Come on, man. I mean, this dude get off on the edge, get up there and put the quarterback in his back. You know what I'm saying? But they called that a flag. But what are you supposed to do? You know, write him a postcard. You know,
I felt like
I really think that was a trash
I felt like
call.
that call on Dante Fowler was trash too. Defending his guy. Come on, man. Like, you let that type of stuff play out. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Twin.
Now, here's the mental part of the game when it comes to the referees as well.
Now, you can't say this because y'all favorite, Twin. Don't be saying y'all favorite in the league. Y'all the love child. Me and Law the black sheep, bro. Let's just keep that in context, big dog.
I'm still mad at your guy Trent Williams doing the stanky leg, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All pro Trent. But listen, look, when your boy Michael Parsons was trying to choke Brandon Ayuk, I ain't say nothing there. But anyway, it's neither here or there. So, listen. We gotta do, what are we doing pregame? Like, we have to realize that these referees are human beings. There has to come to a point in time where players, I hear Tom Brady, I heard Peyton Manning say some stuff to the referees pregame that were extremely, it was rigid. It was manipulated, to say the least. They know how to talk to a referee, a group of referees, say certain things, learn certain information about their families and what they got going on, because at the end of the day, this is one of the hardest games to ever referee. So whatever it is that you got to do as a team to try to help bring the flags down, I think that's an art. I think that's a skill set. You know what I mean? It's just like, bro, you know how we grew up, right? We go to McDonald's and order some McDonald's. But when we go to McDonald's and order McDonald's, just because of how we order the McDonald's, we might get a free apple pie. We might get a free apple pie
all the time.
Hey, we might get some free extra bag fries. You see what I'm saying?
How we order the McDonald's.
On how
that's that small town vibes, man. Chivalry's not dead. You know, you see Kamika. You see Kamika back there and say, "Hey, Kamika, hey, I see you, bro. Go ahead." You know, and then all of a sudden you get some extra fries, man, in that bag, man. You get an extra apple pie. But that's some small town stuff, like where we from. You know, chivalry is not dead, and of course we hold the door for them. You know, I say, "Oh, girl, I'm glad I held this door for you. You're making everything smell good around here." You know, that type of stuff. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm going to tell y'all this. It's this interview that came out about 3 months ago with the guy who plays Ghost on Power. He plays the guy who plays Ghost. He plays whatever his name is. He did an interview on I Am Athlete, I believe, or The Pivot, one of the two shows. And he was talking about his character and how he was saying, like, the other guys was like, "Yeah, man, my wife love you." You know what I'm saying? My wife. And he's like, "How do you deal with the women who come to you and appreciate you?" And he stopped him in the interview. He said, "But fellas, do y'all love me too?" And it threw the guys off guard a little bit. But he was saying, "Nah, but fellas, do you love me too? As a man, like, do you got some love for me too as well?" And they looked and they was like, "Yeah, I do." He said, well, can we leave with that? Is it okay for other men to compliment one another on what it is that we do in our craft? You know what I'm saying? And not be taken in the wrong way. And man, I'll tell you, I'm going to send this to you, bro. But when he said it and the way he articulated, I was like, we don't do that enough. But it can be extremely productive in how we maneuver one another. So what I'm saying this is to say is that even with referees, it's still a human element there. They still know that they get the most flack no matter what. And I think there's a skill set that where a lot of these players who learn how to communicate and set the atmosphere, even when it comes to these referees and the Zebra Boys, I think it helps. And so I'm just saying, whether in any sport, we got to learn to play every game, towing that line to get every advantage that we can get. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right. And to your point, you right on that, because when Mike McCarthy called out the refs, he cut his legs out from under his feet. Those are things that only the fans should do, right? We should never say, well, the refs did this, the refs did that. It should always be on a situation where if you want to be soft toward the refs. Because the moment Mike McCarthy felt that, hey, it's good for me to call out the refs, it empowered even the players to say it. And I'm not trying to make it all on Dak Prescott. But when Dak Prescott said a credit to them, when the people was throwing stuff at the aficionados and everything, and then they had to end up finding him or what have you, those officials got that in the back of their mind, a credit to them. And to that point, your boy did the same thing. Cam Newton did the same thing. He said, hey, other people don't get hit after the whistle. Other people don't do this and do that. And then before you know it, Cam out for the season. Cam getting hit extra and extra after every play, and the officials turn a blind eye to him, you know? So it's a way that you got to politically work these refs, and the Cowboys are on the bad end of it for right now.
That's some measured ass Kool-Aid. Let me hit the button. This my button, but this for you, Law. It's a big thing for Boss Cow. God, dog, you measured
for
that.
To actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring.
God, dog, that boy hit that with the proper measurements, bro. That was perfect, Law.
Yeah.
Another guy to me that stood out. Oh, and also super chat by Coach Marv, 9 pre-snap penalties. Yeah.
9. Oh,
that's their fault.
He broke it down on me. So yeah, 9 of them Cowboys' fault now. 9 of them. Sure.
Yeah, that's discipline. Yeah, so.
But when I held that 9, all I could see was my mama's eyes. No one know my struggle. Oh, my bad, wrong, bro.
See, no, let me tell you the problem. Let me tell you the number one problem. See, 4 3s and 4 4s are average now. We need guys that run 4 2s. I swear to God,
you
bro,
watched that last night.
Oh, I was dying, bro. Cause listen, this is what Law did.
Oh my gosh, man.
And it was real for about 20-30 seconds. Law was like, oh my God, I can't believe I got him. But professional Law, he responded so professional, was not insulting. He was classic Law, just professional as hell, boy. But I was dying. I said, wait. Yeah, we need 4 2s now, court. I ain't tripping. Hey, that's how it go. Hey, but a couple of standout guys that gave me some encouragement. We gonna definitely talk about Cowboy fans. We can be encouraged. We are better than San Fran. If we correct, yeah, I said it. Yes, I said it, big dog. Yeah. If we correct our coaching, bro, it's not the players. That boy Bohanna. Come on now. Because see, this Mike McCarthy did say, I wanted to see us run the ball, I wanted to see us stop the run. Ask yourself this question. Did you see that? You did.
Yeah.
Anybody
that wasn't running on us.
Anybody that want to see pass rush, did you see that?
Yeah.
You did.
Last time.
Anybody that now, it might be some debates on this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. But anybody want to see some push off the ball, did you see that?
It missed the last time.
Anybody that had some concerns about Gallimore and stopping the run, did you see that?
Yeah.
It missed the last time.
Anybody that had some concerns on linebacker, did you see that?
We ain't see no concerns, baby. Yeah.
Nope.
It missed the last time.
Yeah.
It was all there, bruh. It was all there. That was the best second team efforts I've seen on this team in a long time, bruh. We are truly better than San Fran, and yes, I said it.
Look at him.
All right, man.
Look, them penalties were still showing up, and
we gotta fix that.
Still wasn't there.
Nah,
so
yeah.
it still goes back to the basic fundamentals.
Nah. I can't fight facts, bro. And see, Law
That's all I got to say.
No
matter what, when look that we call that window dressing. I like going to somebody's house and like look at that door. Ooh, they got the ring. Oh man, you see that chandelier, but then you go down in the basement. You see the water pump ain't working, and then you see the pilot light on the heater flickering. You like, ugh. I mean, it looks nice upstairs, but if I go down in this basement and this pilot light keeps flickering, that means sooner or later I'm gonna be without heat.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah, and see, my boy from Red to Red, straight out of Oak Cliff, Texas, man, one of the homies, he said this is real. He say, them young middle linebackers were hitting. That's what I'm saying, bro. And I'm going to say this, and then I'm done. I ain't got nothing else to add to the show. If they don't cut Luke Gifford by Tuesday, the linebackers played too good, Law. I'm sorry. Can we keep it real? That boy Sam look good, Harper look good, Story look good, and Malik Jefferson look good. We had 4 linebackers all show up, and the ones that was the least likely showed up the best. I felt like out of all the linebackers on the cool, go rewatch the game. Boy, that boy Christian Sam, he had him a damn good game. Go watch it again. Go watch it again and lock in on 53 and 50. Man, them boys was diagnosing and snuffing out screens, reading and diagnosing the ball in the right gaps in they holes. Man, them I ain't got, man. I feel a whole lot.
So you feel like the secondary kind of gave up some big plays down the stretch there.
Yeah,
but overall you kind of like them. Yeah. Because they were there.
Thank you, Law.
They were there,
That's the key part that people not go get about Nashawn Wright and Boss Man. Is some people want us to just bust them down. They want us to
beat them up.
Law said last night, which I feel. He said, this is because I played corner. What you don't want to see is what you said last night, Law. You don't want to see Shaq foot of separation. No, you said it some kind of way. You don't want to see a car length of separation. We didn't see that. We saw them make contested catches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we still, them corners need to play better. We definitely ain't giving them no pass. I feel encouraged. Like, that's a coaching issue. That's a tweak. That ain't an overhaul. That's a strip that ball out, find the ball better, because on 2 of those plays, it looked like they just lost the ball. That stuff you can fix in drills, dog.
You can.
I just don't want you to where he's 5 yards away from you. No, if they made big catches, and it was some good catches. It was like shit. So, and then they also young corners. Like, why would I be panicking? So, no, I feel that, Law.
But you know the best day gonna be this week though? Cut day, baby. Yeah. It's on final word day, huh? It's on Tuesday, huh? Ooh, our show gonna be
fire. So bad.
Cut day, baby.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, I really enjoyed this, man. So first, man, can y'all please plug what y'all got going on with that joint show? It's something kind of like the best of enemies. I don't know what y'all call it, but I'm gonna kind of hear y'all kind of break that down. Cause see, man, listen, you not gonna get this type of commentary on ESPN.
Oh yeah, we do the Brothers podcast, man. We probably kick it back off this week. We get our schedules together. I just got back pretty much from Oxnard. I was trying to kick Twin in last week, but time kind of gelled together. But what we do is the Brothers podcast. Me and him talk just loosely about the football, basketball, and then just by life with analogies. Man, we got another brother that's an Eagles fan, so we're gonna be trying to bring him in. He's our bigger brother, and we just talk, man, and have a good time. Of course, it's always centered around the Cowboys because we the best. You already know.
Facts.
And I might as well get that tatted on my chest. You already know about that. We the best, baby.
Man, big brother, talk that, man. Put little brother.
Yeah, he already know, man. Sure.
Know, you know what I'm saying?
we would have had 6 of them, man, if that doggone Prime didn't PI Michael Irvin. I still ain't gonna let that go, man. You know that was a PI, man.
So
Come on, man.
You both got daughters, man. You better go ahead and revert to Elsa's song and let it go, my guy. Better let it go. You know what I'm saying? And go another direction. It's all good, but we always look. As I told you before, we know good and well. Gold is always better than silver, you know what I'm saying? And so continue to rep, you know what I'm saying, no matter where I go, the Niner game, you know what I'm saying? We in this thing, we're ready to move and groove. As we've noticed, the NFC is looking kind of open this year. And like I told my brother the other day, we got a new sheriff in town. You know, as you may have seen, the new Prince of the Bay, he coming through to take over the NFC. Young Trey Lance, you know, when he saw Aaron Rodgers the other day meet in the middle of the field, Aaron Rodgers said, "This is me giving you the MVP trophies for the next 10 years. You know, it's finna start coming to the Bay again." So I just want you to know, continue to do your thing, young fella. Hold it down. You know, let the NFC know we're putting y'all on notice that you ain't got to worry about Jimmy Garoppolo. And see, I ain't want to bring up my ending argument or my checkmate piece because, as Boss Cowboy so said, we got the quarterback of Jimmy Garoppolo, who you guys look at as maybe nothing.
Wrong.
Just mediocre quarterback. And even then, with the mediocre quarterback that we do have, we still came out successful. And so all I want you to know,
successful how?
When we got the W above the Cowboys.
Oh, that's what you. Okay, I see what it is. Your definition of success is different from ours. See, beating you is not success. Beating y'all is not success to us. That's just a stepping stone. See, we don't look at that as a success. We don't look at that as success. We look at that as just, hey, that's what we do, bro. Like that's success to y'all. I get it. That was your Super Bowl. I understand. I get it. Go ahead.
Oh, look, listen.
You are fake.
When it comes to a brother being a Dallas Cowboy fan and I'm a Niner, whenever it's been 20-some years, so whenever we put a mud hole in y'all in the playoffs, it's always be a beautiful, beautiful offseason for me as a fan. So I'm just gonna let you know. The goal is still to win.
Hey, the last time y'all beat us in the playoff, what we did the next year? Last time y'all beat us in the playoff, what we did the next year?
Hey, last time I checked, you ain't got Ian Smith in that backfield. Last time I checked, you ain't got Michael Irvin over there as wide receiver. You know
we got an 88.
You ain't got Moose Johnson. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You still don't have the residue left over of the one and only great Miami University great coach. You know what I'm saying? That you guys are still trying to, go forward in, and because y'all ain't put him in the ring of honor yet. So when you guys do right by your old coach who
I agree with that.
That's part true. That's what I like about you. That's what I like about Twin. See, Twin be mixing in. See, Twin like to mix in some facts with his lies, man.
Look, Twin, tell me this. Give me the top 4 teams in the NFC right now.
The Niners?
Oh, see,
keep going. No, give me your top. Give me your top 4 teams. In order, though. In order.
You are fake news.
In order.
Niners, I believe it's going to be. Guys still
y'all number 1 team.
Super Bowl champs. I mean, despite that they won, I gotta still give them respect. I don't care what nobody say. If you win, you win. You know what I'm saying? Until you dethrone, I give you the respect that you deserve. Point blank, period. That's 2. I'm going to say that the Green Bay Packers may have.
That's number 3. Okay.
Yeah. Green Bay solid.
No, I got
they solid.
Green Bay. And then it probably between y'all and Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's real.
I respect that. Then I take that 4th spot. I take that 4th spot.
Tampa Bay, with the injuries with their offense, they starting off with the line. I'm not gonna be something that's like them 2 Pro Bowlers with Jensen and Worth. Them ain't no. Hey, both of our team would love to have them. I'm just gonna say it like that. We wouldn't be mad if they was on our teams. Yes or no?
Who?
Worth and Jensen.
Yeah,
the 2 guys that got and y'all wouldn't mind having this. That's what I'm saying. Like, look, we ain't gonna see him lie and say that ain't gonna be a big issue for an immobile quarterback. You see what I'm saying?
And you know what? All of a sudden, Tom Brady's sick, not coming to practice. All of a sudden, look, Tom Brady may say, man, week 1, he's 45 years old. He probably say, you know what? Worth is out, Jensen is out, man. I'm gonna wait to see how this thing work, man. I'm gonna put the backup quarterback in for week 1 because he may not want to see Parsons and D-Law and all of those boys streaming off the edge with a point to prove. But I feel you though. But I think that my Cowboys right now can give your team a run for the money with all starters versus your starters. Easily. So for right now, we'll find out. We're looking for revenge, baby.
Man.
But I respect your top 4 list.
Yeah, that was measured. That was surprise. No, it wasn't all the way measured. It had some. Yeah,
because he put the LA behind his team, although they beat his team. Right. So I feel you though. I feel you. You swept LA. Did you sweep LA? Did you sweep LA?
We won 6 out of the last 7 games against LA. So, but they did win the most important one, which was the last one, which took them to the Super Bowl. So I mean, I can respect.
Which mean they better.
Hey, we got some Philly fans saying, "What you got?"
No. See, you see what he tried to. He tried to ignore that.
No, this for Bente, man. But we got Philly.
Okay, real quick. Philly, I know we talked about the NFC. I just want to say, I think Denver is low key a super quality. Okay.
I don't.
I got a new head coach.
Yeah, I gotta see what coaching matters. We literally had a whole conversation this entire time about coaching and what's the difference between having the athletes and the coach.
That's measured.
Okay,
can't fight that. I can't fight that. So you basically saying wait and see, but let's on paper, the paper.
Denver? Nah, I'm not trusting them.
I think the Chargers better than Denver in that division. The Raiders look sharp.
I'm not trusting the Chargers nor the Denver Broncos right now. I need to see first. Chiefs still, I mean, they've shown that they're able to do what they do, but hey, I'm not gonna give. Man, Justin Herbert still ain't been in the playoffs. I don't care what nobody say. I sit there and y'all want to anoint this man as if he done made to the playoffs the last 2 years as a starting quarterback, and he hasn't. You know what I'm saying? So I need to see you do it, you know what I'm saying? Or at least be close to doing it before I sit here and say you're the next coming of whoever, you know what I mean? And so that's why there's a hesitation when it comes to that. I'd rather say Buffalo. I'll say Kansas City. Give me, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. And
much respect to the Ravens, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the reason why I put them over there is because of the quarterback. I think they was a quarterback away, and they do got a champion quarterback, big dog.
Russ haven't been cooking that often.
You looked at it last year's stats though.
In a rebuild team, so I'm not going.
But most people, but you.
Where you got Dak at, man? Where you got Dak Prescott?
Oh, that's what I want to know.
Where you got Dak?
Let me see if you know how to.
You unbiased, man. Because where you got Dak?
And y'all having a battle on the beards too, man.
Oh man, shoot, his beard wet, man, right now.
What's Dak? Wait a minute. Like Dak in the NFC or just all together?
Overall, let's see if you really know how to.
No, do the NFC first, and then do the overall.
Overall, man, you finna push him like that, Lau. Let's do the overall.
I'm gonna push him like overall already.
Yeah, let's do overall. Let's just do all of it. Throw it all in there. Throw all the sugar and water in there.
Dak in the mixing bowl, man.
Who doing overall? Dak Prescott overall, I think he's in between 9 and 12.
I knew he was finna disrespect that. I just smelled it coming. I knew it. You said 6 and 12, man. You was measuring good.
Dak's top 5?
No, he 5 or 6.
Okay.
4. Yeah, Okay.
Well, no, don't let him skate like that, boss. You gotta get some names on that paper, man. Yeah, you just saying numbers, man. Where you got the names at, man? What are the names, man?
I'm gonna show the numbers. Let me get it, and then we go.
Show the name, twin. Yeah.
Dak is number 5. and 6, right? That's what you
The
said.
only reason people putting Dak at 10 and 12 is because that's the Dallas Cowboy built-in disrespect that goes into ranking any of our guys. That's the only reason. Because numerically, Dak has always been top 5. Always. He's been number one. He's been number 1 or number 2 in deep ball accuracy since he's been in the league. Top 4 all the time. Matter of fact, the year he got injured, he was on pace to have the all-time record in yardage. He was on a 6,600 yard pace. He's been an MVP candidate 3 times, and he was the leading MVP candidate for the first 8 games. So I don't know where in what world does somebody start off as the leading MVP candidate for the first 8 games, and then by the end of the season they say, he's 12, 10 or 12. Nah. That's the Dallas disrespect that just comes with most ranks.
He thinking now. He try.
I ain't thinking. I'm trying to be.
I'm trying to be respectful. Okay.
I'm trying to be respectful.
Hey, but you saw Deshaun Watson the other day, though. You saw Deshaun Watson. Go ahead. Me and him got to a real good battle. What you got Dak in, though, man? Go ahead. Go give me the names.
12?
Now give me the name of the players, man.
I just want to answer. So, boss, if his first 8 games were their resemblance of his last 8 games?
Some of them, yeah. See, that's another lie. People forgot.
I'm just asking. So if you average it out over the consistency of over the entirety of the year, like you said, like because you said extreme, like you was very confident in how you said them first 8 games look. Extremely. But for some reason, it seemed like you didn't keep that same energy over the last 8 games. So I'm assuming you were saying that for a reason that you yourself as a Dak fan and as a Cowboy fan noticed that there was something that was changed about his play over the end of the season. And most football people like us would say the best time, you want to be playing your best football during November and December, and now since the football season is extended a little bit in the beginning of January, you know what I'm saying? So most people would say that. You would say, I want to see who's rounding out the shape around December and what they looking like, right? That's when we know what's really good because you know the playoffs are about to come. Mm-hmm. And so most guys would say, most people would come infatuated with what happens in the first half of the season, that we've seen like an Arizona Cardinals who will be out here 6-0 or 7-1, and then soon later they'll tail off. And then we will look and say, well, what happened to who? Kyler Murray, because then he's supposed to be the individual who's supposed to be in the MVP conversations, but then we seen what happened as well. He dropped off once again for the second year in a row during the second half of the season. So I'm just asking you, Boss Cowboy, shouldn't that be the same energy that you take when it comes to guarding, well, not guarding, but grading your quarterback?
Of course, it should be the same energy. The problem is your energy off. So when we look at, because my energy is consistent, all we got to do is look at Law Nation, who already did. Look, your brother already preached on this. We got his phone number down there and everything. He got the call lines open and everything. See, your brother already did a sermon on this. You need to go to your brother church. You need to go to your brother church and listen to the gospel, because it's already been preached by Law Nation himself. Because it don't make no sense, big dog. Help this make sense. No, hold on real quick. Should I give myself a fire on that Law? Let me give myself let me quick. Let me give Let me burn up your brother real quick.
Get out of the fire, man.
Get out the fire, bro. Lord have mercy. Because how in the world we talking
about in the man go? I live in the fire, my guy. Come on.
I love it. I tell y'all look like you and Law look like some biblical characters, man, with them beards, man. Y'all boys look like y'all Meshach and Abednego. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know how to say them names, but y'all look like them old Bible dudes with them long beards, man. Y'all look like y'all some Hebrew Israelites, man. Y'all, I don't know what the hell going on with you, boy. But listen, your brother already gave the facts, and let me give you the facts because you don't know the facts. So how the hell is a quarterback consistently top 5 in every category? Consistently, and we not talking about sometime, we talking about most of the time, big dog, and still be then graded under new booty boys that's just now arriving on the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude been doing this, and this is what y'all don't factor in. He does it with constant dysfunction around him. We both talked about the unstable play calling. We both talked about the the political atmosphere of the Dallas Cowboys versus San Fran. We both know that it was a failure of coaching and not being committed to the running game. Because guess what? When we was committed to the running game the first 8 games of the season, he was the MVP candidate, and it wasn't even close, and we abandoned it. So even with the dysfunction, he ended the year like this with a franchise record of 37 touchdowns. It is no doubt that Dak is top 5. I rest my case.
Dracarys.
When you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too.
Don't get me lost started with these buttons, big dog.
Oh my God, man! Now I'm gonna tell you, boss. He gonna come back with some more stuff, man. So you got you a guy that's gonna be.
I think I set him up because usually he does, but I think your brother is also somebody that's a truth guy. So you can't deny this, dog. How can you deny facts?
Well, may I ask a question? Because I know y'all, you know the stats, you know the facts, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So I know you guys are going to tell me your winning record within the division, yes or no?
It's not even about that. I see where you're trying to go.
I'm just asking the question.
Listen, man, you dealing with somebody that know how to debate, bro. I'm not new. Okay, I know exactly where you're going with that point. Because what you're trying to do is trying to say that Dak is successful from a weak division. No, sir.
That's not what I'm going to say.
Okay, my bad. I went ahead.
These teams that you guys find that are rough and tough and rugged and show themselves to be someone who's not just as familiar with, in conference teams, that Dak at times doesn't seem to make, some of the good plays that need to be at the top of the game. And as I continue to speak, I will go and, elaborate a little bit further more in this conversation. And so you just made the convo about, man, we just don't run the ball properly. And then when we don't run the ball properly, our offense suffers because the quarterback that we have who threw 37 touchdowns, who was 104 rating and with thousands of yards passing, for some reason when we're top 3 with all this wonderful quarterback accolades, we seem to still lose though. So even though I'm showing this production of 4th rank in completions, 7th ranked in yards and touchdowns and passer rating, why is it that if my quarterback, who we're not running the ball with all the time, but we're passing the ball with this guy, that we can't win? Because if he is what you just said, top 5, and he has the ability to do what he did, if I'm giving him more opportunities to pass the ball, then he should be just as complimentary as these stats are saying towards the end of the year and also in the playoff situations, correct?
No.
So everything drops off because
of Kellen Moore. That's
so when he's passing, he's praised for Kellen Moore, right? So when he's showing these stats right here, you have no issue with Kellen Moore, but then on the opposing end, now you have an issue with Kellen Moore. So which one is it going to be, Mr. Boss Cowboy?
It's because the facts of it is this, and that was a good.
That's good.
That was a good attempt at a pushback, but this is the deal. It's about the system failure of our offense in big games. In big games, our offense, through our coordinator, does not target the playmakers. Okay, and that's why this offense is amazing when it goes against, teams that's not as good as us. But then when we run up on a formidable opponent, it falls flat. It's a breakdown of the system more than it's a breakdown of the quarterback. That's why you saw, even versus your team in San Fran, you saw CeeDee Lamb only get 4 targets. The guy that was hot and killing all day was Amari Cooper, and he was under targeted. One of the guys that was rested, like majorly rested, Pollard, and he only got 4 touches. Versus if we go look at your side of the ball, the difference between that game is y'all use y'all stars and y'all listen to y'all stars versus we abandon our stars. That's why you will have something like this, right, where you will see a total amount of production, but when it counts, our OC still is trying to win games with role players versus stars. And it's exactly what even the playmaker call disorder. So that's why you can actually look at Dak have a macro numeric success, but then in the micro drill down game, it not show up. It's the system.
So that's an even more indictment, because it shows you again, if you just said over the last 5 years or so and so forth that this guy been top 5 over the last 3 years, top 5. So you
since he's been in the league, big dog. It's not even the league since he's been in the league.
And we I can say, okay, we go take all of this information that you're showing me, the stats, the touchdowns, the interception, the completion, so on and so forth. And so that's even more of an indictment on your own self, as you explain that, saying that I'm showing you guys these wonderful stats on paper, but that's just like someone saying in crunch time, the individual who is good 1 through 3 somehow disappears in the fourth quarter.
No, that's not true.
Hey,
not true.
Hey, but you just said so yourself. When it comes to the teams that are a little bit better, something happens and then the play changes. So you yourself said that out of those your words, not mine, Boss Cowboys.
No, that wasn't actually my words, big dog. That was a good attempt at you trying to put words in my mouth.
Cowboy, you just said for some reason the philosophy changes.
No, the philosophy is the same. I said the philosophy works against weaker opponents. When we run up against formidable opponents, the philosophy falls flat on its face. That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
So what you're showing me is this. Majority of the teams that you play against aren't that formidable, but when you do play against a formidable team, the stats that you are sitting here showing me that's highlighted yellow kind of are showing me a mixed bag. That means that when it comes to playing against people who are on the same level, these stats that you're showing me to kind of build your case that's him being a top 5 quarterback, it's actually hurting your case. Because if you were to show me his stats against a top 5 quarterback and then they're like a top team, and these stats doesn't change and they're just as better or even better than that, then your argument is strengthened. But because of what you just did and how you did it, it weakens your argument to show that against better opponents, it's just like in the playoffs, you looking at a Steph Curry playing in the team and his numbers drop and he becomes not the same player that we've seen against regular season players. So you are expecting these guys to increase and become better against a better opponent to show that he is a top 5 quarterback. But what you literally are saying to me is this, that it diminishes, that it doesn't translate against the upper echelon teams.
I'm saying the system does not. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the system does not. I'm not saying Dak is
he in the system, Boss Cowboy?
All right, listen. All right, this is the best. Listen,
no comment for me, man. Y'all good, man.
All right, I got that. Okay, this is what's gonna put it together. This is what's gonna put it together. Because you referenced. No, hold on, real quick. You did reference our championship guys as Aikman. You named him. You also named who? Playmaker and Emmett. Didn't you? Mm-hmm. Did you? Did you?
Yeah,
okay, listen.
And then have our role players putting up numbers like Schultz and Wilson. That's a disorder. Trying to make our role players stars, our stars role players. That's a disorder, and the team just functions, and our ass is home.
That's what the playmaker said after we lost to San Fran.
That's a good
is that our system was trying to make. So, no, hold on. We got some more. Listen. I got some more for you.
I thought we offensively tried to feature some guys that we went away from our playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not what you should do. That's why I'm questioning some of the things that transpired. Yeah. I do know this. There's only a window of opportunity for every great team.
Yeah.
And including all the talented players that James have.
Yeah.
We have to take advantage of every window of opportunity because it comes and goes so quickly.
Yeah.
And one thing about players, we have the tendency to think that this is going to last or be this way for a long period of time. Yeah. It's not. And so you absolutely got to go capture the moment when you have a chance to capture the moment.
We see both these teams here at the Super Bowl. It's so easy for them to feed the ball to Cooper Kupp,
right.
Odell, even Chase. Why is it so hard for Dallas to be able to feed the ball to CD and Amari.
Which is opposite what y'all did. Y'all fed
or the
y'all
lack
stars.
thereohave creativity.
Hold on.
You have
listen.
He said creativity.
Why is it so hard for Dallas to be able to feed the ball to CD and Amari?
Creativity or the lack thereof creativity. When you have quality wide receivers like Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Gallup at the time, Wilson, and others, you create matchup issues by moving them all around. They should be able to run routes, and they should be interchangeable. I mean, we need to upgrade in our tight end position, to be honest with you. I don't think our tight ends were great pass blockers or run blockers. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to run the ball with Zeke and Pollard and so forth. Yes. We needed that guy that can actually block and run pass routes at the same time. So no one can actually key on us when we're in certain situations. And I think offensively, we kind of got away from the main thing being the main thing. Jerry and the Cowboys need to do everything in their power to keep that wide receiver core together.
Which we did.
At least one more year.
And we didn't.
And they need to get their act together in terms of calling consistent plays that are giving our guys and doing the things that you talked about, creating ways for these guys to get the ball in their hands instead of the standard way of doing it.
And that's
boss. I feel you, man. Now,
real quick.
It's difficult. Go ahead.
So you showed me stats from 2016, right? 2017.
I showed you more than that.
No?
I showed you his
so
whole
from
career.
2016. All right. So you said from
2016,
2016,
2018, 2019.
2022,
you want to keep
right?
going? How far back you want to go? Let me know.
Oh, look, I'm gathering
how
all
much
this
success do you want to see from Dak? Just let me know.
You telling me with a quarterback, like you just saying, with all this success over the last from 2016 to 2022, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you just simply just said you named several individuals who were post or past players in the organization. Say this is what we need to do, right? This is where we need to go.
Yep.
And so, but the player who you showed me with all these stats was the quarterback, the number one individual on the team. Yes or no?
Facts.
So you telling me, hypothetically speaking, if I had a quarterback who you just said was top 5, who has the ability to do everything that you just said, you telling me still till this day, as the great Bronx Bomber said, you tell me to this day he doesn't have the cliche, the ability to lead, the ability to tell whoever it is that calling these plays, to galvanize these individuals to go out there, because I can sit there and tell my offensive coordinator and my offensive coach, look at these stats. Look at what I've done over the last 5 to 8 years as a quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. You telling me that I don't have the cliche, the ability to lead and direct and tell them this is what we need to do when we play against the upper echelon team? Are you telling me I can't trust a quarterback who's a top 5 individual because of these stats that I'm going to show you, because of the touchdown ratio compared to the interception ratio, because of the number 1 leading in touchdowns throughout the Dallas Cowboy history, the number 1 passing quarterback in Dallas Cowboy history? I've done all of these individual things as a quarterback. You tell me I don't have the cliche and the ability to tell my coaches to say, hey, bro, look at what I've done. Get on my back and let me lead. Let me do what I can do, because look what Boss Cowboy has shown us.
You getting down
and you
to the
tell
real
me that I
problems
gotta
now.
sit here and hear you tell me that that's a top 5 quarterback that my team and my offensive coordinator can't say, you know what, I'm gonna hop on his back because he's a top 5 quarterback because of what you just showed me. That if I'm going to die of my creativity because I'm going to give the ball to CeeDee Lamb and I'm going to give the ball to Amari Cooper, guess what? Y'all ain't gonna fire me, because guess who I got? I got this boy as my quarterback. So you go tell me that I gotta listen to all this, and that's your explanation?
Yeah, bro.
Come on.
Listen, the answer is,
son.
see,
Tell
listen,
Tom Brady
this is
that.
why I'm loving this
tell
show.
Me if Thomas Brady is going through that? You tell me if Thomas Brady is going through that?
Okay,
Thomas
listen, twin.
Edward
Let
Brady,
me answer that
yeah.
question real quick, and then Law, I know you go close it out with me. Check this out.
Okay, good.
Bro, I know that seemed crazy what you just heard, but Jeremy is right. That ain't how it works in Dallas. See, you coming from an yeah, I know it's crazy, but yes, we are in that organization. No, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm finna explain it to you because I see what you're saying.
MVP caliber quarterback, your top 5 quarterback over the last season. This is what I'm seeing here. I'm bringing the onus back on you, on who you saying and who's the leader of my team. Who we saying we watch football for the last 75 years.
Listen,
this has been the leader of every team.
You watched it too. You watched us fire a coach that won 2 Super Bowls back to back. Where they do that at? Don't act like we normal. Don't act like we think like other teams. Don't you dare. We are dysfunctional here. That's what makes him more top 5. That's my point. Is that the fact that, that he's doing it despite the organization that he's playing for. That's my point. And then I'm with you on this, twin. This is where I'm with you on. It is some onus that Dak needs to take. Dak needs to take the onus of taking over. Stop trusting this bad play calling that's going to make you have good stats, but you got to do what you got to do to win. And when you got to win, you got to be willing to abandon Kellen Moore's system, especially in the clutch.
Hey, Law, bro, if I'm producing that if I'm producing that way and I have the cliche of a top 5 quarterback, I'm looking at my offensive coordinator saying, well, look, put me on the bench then.
Yeah, but see, you from
sit me down. Because guess what? If
you speaking
the
logic
about winning, if it's about winning, and I'm the quarterback position of the Dallas Cowboys, one thing I know, one thing for sure, two things for certain, that if we win, if I win as Dak Prescott, Dak Dakota Prescott, Dak Dakota Rain, or whatever my name is, if I win, no matter what they say they might think the system was, if I do what is needed to be for us to win, I would be forever held in history with the star on my head. So know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what I know that needs to be done to win. Period.
Well,
you right. So you right, but we don't.
I don't think that Dak Prescott understand the cachet that he's supposed to have. You know, I can just I get it.
Well said.
For example,
well said.
Twin, if you call Boss to your house, he can't show you around in your house because he never been there. He don't understand the levels of your home, right? Because he never been there. So we can't literally have the blind leading the blind. There's no shade at Dak when I say this, but you got Kellen Moore learning on the job, right? He's been here since 2019 as the offensive coordinator. The Cowboys made it to the playoff last year. That was his 3rd year ever calling plays. Dak Prescott was thrusted into a situation, whereas 2016, quote, he was the rookie, quote, he was probably the rookie of the year, running up rookie of the year with him and Ezekiel Elliott. They split it in half. And then what they did with Dak, the second year, they took one of the best weapons he had away for 6 games. And this is going to sound like a bevy of excuses for a lot of people. But when you go down the list of anybody who won the Super Bowl or any young emerging player, they always added to. Did they add to Josh Allen? Did they add to the guy that took the Cincinnati Bengals all the way to the Super Bowl, Jamar Chase, his best friend from college? Did they add to the LA Rams on their way for Matthew Stafford, who's been in the league for over 13 years? And they said, okay, we're going to add to. Whereas the Cowboys, they take away. As above, so below. So what I'm saying is the dysfunction comes from what Michael Irvin's been saying, actually becomes above him. And it comes from Jerry Wayne Jones. So in order for this team to go far, in order for Dak Prescott to go far too, of everybody seeing his top 5 talent, they got to go through a harder path than any other quarterback in the National Football League.
Well said.
There's no other quarterback. Look, Twin, let me ask you this. Put the camera on him. Let me see his face right quick. I like the name on it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah. Would Dak Prescott taking the 49ers to the Super Bowl last year if he was on the team versus Jimmy Garoppolo?
Jakaris.
Would you rather have
Burn them up.
Get out of there, man. Get out of there, fire, man.
Whoa. That don't defeat. That doesn't go against the argument, though. You said top 5.
You got to answer the question first, though, big dog.
Again, I'm answering the question. So me not saying he's top 5, but the number of places I put him at, I know he's better than the quarterback that I had. So I don't understand how that degrade him at all.
It goes to this point here because all of a sudden Matthew Stafford has entered the room for most people being a top 5 quarterback. And how did that happen? How did that happen? Because he was placed in a situation. I don't know your list. I was asking earlier what the name of the player.
I gotta get some fire, Law. God damn, Law burning him up.
Don't tell mama, man.
Hey, gold does nothing but what purifies itself in flames. The fire. That's the scripture. It says, I would try you like gold. You know what I'm saying? You purify through the fire. You won't melt in the fire, baby.
Hell yeah, you purify. So you already say you walk through the heat.
Boy, that boy,
you walk through that heat.
I gotta give you some.
The exothermic reaction that happens to others in the fire don't happen to me, baby. I just come out more clear. That's all that is.
Okay,
the winner of this debate is Law Nation.
But I'll take the win, you know. I'll take it, you know. I'll take it. But at the end of the day, the way Dak Prescott is viewed, and I said this to my brother before, is just like even Steve Young. And I don't know if most people who don't follow football like that, Steve Young literally had to win the Super Bowl in order to get validated.
Facts.
Because they kept comparing him to Joe Montana. You know what I'm saying? So and they kept comparing him, and he literally had to win the Super Bowl in order to get his validation. Facts. Now, for Dak Prescott, it's similar. Because regardless, his weight is always going to be, is he better than Tony Romo? For right now, they're still comparing his playoff wins to Tony Romo playoff wins, right?
Facts.
And then from there, they're going to move the post. Can he win the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
And then he's going to be, after he beat Tony Romo's record in playoff, they're going to say he ain't no Troy Aikman. And then when he get his ring, they're going to say, can he win another one? He just won.
He just won. He ain't no Troy.
I got two, you know. So I can't wait. I can't wait for us to be on their side of the argument.
Me too.
Because I had to fight left and right about putting Troy Aikman. Me and him fought left and right. I said Troy Aikman better than Steve Young. Troy Aikman better than Steve Young.
Is.
But it
Clearly.
was. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Twin? You see that? You see that?
Hey, they literally came out with a god doggone top 100 NBA NFL best players ever by the players. Where's Aikman ranked and where's Steve Young ranked?
Wrong.
I don't even listen to them. I don't listen to their opinions.
Come on, man. I'm asking you.
So hold on. Wait, I'm trying to understand. Are you saying you give value based on rank of former players?
I look at the numbers. I mean, if y'all just show me all these numbers. So if I go by your methodology, right? If I go by your method, it's gonna be Steve Young. If we want about like you just say, if you show me all the numbers,
okay. I see. We're gonna make a 5-hour show, man, going over this, man.
I'm gonna destroy him in 2 minutes. It ain't gonna take no 5 hours.
Oh my God.
No, but see, this is the deal. Yes,
right? Yes or
in
no?
the argument. Okay, this is why you wrong again, bro. This is why.
Wrong.
You super wrong. And
you are fake news.
Now, now he's gonna make his argument against his boy. Come counter him.
No, I gotta make my own argument. You can't say what my argument gonna be. Can I make my own argument?
I'm trying to help y'all hedge your argument, just so you know.
I didn't even say my argument yet, dog. Can I say my own argument before you defend what I didn't say? Can I say it? All right, so let me say it. Because you said if I go by the statistics or the stats on who top 5, then you got to put in Steve Young. That's your case.
Hey, boss, before you go further, please check your DM on Twitter and put that picture up. I just need to have the great. That's my quarterback. He is my favorite quarterback of all time. And when he did that, I said, yeah, that's my dog, because you already know.
Yeah, he tried to lead the win this season. He tried to lead
just put that picture up right quick. I just need
Oh!
to have everybody on your side to see it. I need to have everybody on your side to see it.
Let me pull it. Oh, this is perfect, dog.
Hey, Twin, I love you, man.
Hey,
but I got to embellish a little bit.
No, this is true too. This is facts. This is
my
facts, son. Come here, son.
Blowing up all the way. Yeah,
that's
my
son.
quarterback, man.
Talking to my son.
The best 8, baby. The best 8 is in silver and blue, baby.
Let them wait. I'm talking to my son, Akeem.
Oh my gosh, Twin gonna be like, man, we're gonna have to get another. We're gonna have to balance this out with another 49er fan.
Yeah, you ain't gonna win today, man. Twin, you ain't gonna win today, dog. You ain't gonna.
I'm jumping my own brother, man.
Hey, man, that's how you gotta do it, man. You gotta do it, man. Just for today.
Tell Crocker to come on the show, man.
Yeah, we'll get you some help. We gonna
get you some help next time.
Talking to my son. I'm talking to my son, Steve Young. Let them wait. Hold on.
FBI, open up!
Let them wait. Hold on. Yeah, man, perfect.
Dracarys.
Listen, so.
All right, man. Hey, Twin, man, I apologize, man. We beat you up.
Yeah, we had to, bro. This was easy work, too. This was easy, too. Twin, you wasn't even hard, bro. Like, this was easy. Like, Law really built you up like you was going to really come over here and really just defend them Niners. This was easy work.
You tapping on the highest rated quarterback that the NFL ever seen. So I'm good. Ain't nowhere in history they got your boy Aikman up there. So I'm just trying to see what you talking about.
Well, see, you can't trust.
So Steve Young was more accurate than Troy, right?
I just said that. I didn't stutter.
Okay, yeah, I know.
I didn't stutter.
See, this what you gotta. I ain't gonna listen. You're right. This show will go 5 hours. I ain't gonna do it, bro.
It's gonna go 5 hours, man.
We gonna do super marathons. I ain't doing no marathon show. I'm gonna enjoy today. Cause I can see Twin. You right. Twin don't let up.
He ain't gonna let up, man. He finna come back, man.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Twin?
Where that Troy Aikman MVP at? What year he won?
Oh my God! Listen, man. See, we both know MVPs. See, you talking to me, dog. You not
okay. Well, what about his second MVP then? Well, let's talk about that one then.
Let's talk about all ranks. See, okay, you want the show to go 5 hours? Damn it, I'm gonna give it to
man,
him.
Come on, man.
I gotta give it to him. He keeps trying me. Lord, your brother keeps trying me. So listen. Let me just tell you the truth. Okay, can I tell you the truth? You gonna have to let me tell you though. You gonna have to let me tell you the truth. You can't trust no ranks with the Cowboys. Because our ranks are gonna be biased against the Cowboys, and you know it. The fact that they took 100 years to put Drew Pearson in the Hall of Fame, and the fact that Darren Woodson is still not in the Hall of Fame mean you can't trust no damn list. And this is the one thing I'm gonna tell you about MVP. MVP is judged on with only 60 people, journalists. You are trusting people in today's modern NFL that have been trained to do hit jobs and clickbait for unbiased judgment. Do you really trust them? You should not if you do. And that's what I'm saying. I don't trust no list. All I know is this. When them boys went head up, you know what I'm saying? Talking about lists, I'm talking to my son. The ultimate list was happening. The ultimate list. And you know, if they wouldn't have cheated us, we would have four-peated against San Fran.
32 passing touchdowns, 165 touchdowns. Touchdown percentage 5.6, 3.5.
He gonna go all day, boss, man.
Compared to 141. Interception completions 2.6 to 3.0. Longest pass 97 to 90. Yards per attempts 8.0 to 7. Now I just named like at least 8 categories because you just sit here again. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can talk
Yeah.
stats, but we also know what we're talking about.
That passer rating was 96. I forgot about that. 96 passer rating. Yeah.
And then he gonna leave that part out. And you know what else he gonna leave out that he think we ain't gonna peep? He gonna leave out the fact that he acting like styles don't make fights. See, don't be over here like we had all these stats. Of course you got all them stats. You got the best goddamn wide receiver to ever play. Why the hell would you not have amazing stats?
I was going to say, look,
in the West Coast, a system that's built to throw it around. What was we built on? We was Frazier, y'all was Ali. So we went to the body with Emmett. So we not doing the stat thing, bruh. We doing the clutch thing.
So, you move the goalpost more than anybody.
No, I don't, big dog. You right. He don't stop, bro. He ain't gonna stop, man.
Every argument for your boy Dallas Preseason. And now every time I rebuttal with truth and facts, which you say you about truth and facts and stats, then you move it again. Then you move it again. Then you move it again. Like, good Lord, man, you're moving more than the people who claim the red.
No, man. Listen. See, I see what you're trying to do. See, this is the deal, bro. And this is why you trying to paint me as a goalpost mover, but it's not. Because let me tell you what you do. No. Hold on. No. Let me explain, because I'm going to explain why I'm definitely not. Because when you talking about the father versus the son in that era, you can't just talk stats. See, when we talking about who top 5 in this era, that's all you got is stats, because you don't really have champions that's on the list. So once you get into a whole new level of dynasties, who was fighting for dynasties, you got to put the championships at the top of the debate. You got to put stats at the bottom of the debate when you're talking about Dak versus these other quarterbacks, because most of them don't have it.
So them goalposts again moves again.
It's not moved. It's another layer of
you are
facts.
Adjusting, though. That's what I'm saying. How is it that you can have an argument with a person in
it's
good
another
faith,
layer of facts.
in good faith, when every time someone goes through another dimension of the argument, you move the argument to something else?
It's not a move. It's another dimension, dog. You got 2D, you got 3D. What's the difference? 2D sees it flat. 3D sees it in another dimension.
Hey, Law, the number 8.
I know, Law.
Look,
I see.
Number 8 vertically is an 8. But what Boss Cowboy is doing right now is turning the 8 horizontal, would therefore make it an infinity sign. So every time now he's coming up with a what? Another way to what? Move the adjust the argument. So it's making an infinity a circle. It's an infinite argument, because now he's continuously moving the line. He's perpetually moving it over and over and over again.
It's
so
a different standard. Okay. I see. I see what's going on. It's the standard is different. I get it now. This is why I would never win a debate with you, because see, your standard is beating Dallas. I get it. I get it now. See, your standard is if I beat Dallas, my whole offseason was good. See, we don't feel like that. See, our standards is championships. So when it's a battle of quarterbacks who faced each other for the ultimate championship, that's the ultimate tiebreaker, big dog. You can't go with stats when these dudes faced each other head up with equally dominant teams with 2 different styles. Y'all had a Muhammad Ali offense, a fly like a butterfly, sting like a bee, high-powered West Coast. That's how y'all got deep. We was a Frazier offense where we go beat you up in the gut with Emmitt Smith and we go play action you. The styles is why you can't judge the stats. And you gotta go with the higher argument of who got it done. That's why you took an L on this debate. A big L.
What you mean got it done?
Dracarys.
That was easy.
You done moved you done moved the debate like 13 times. And I just don't understand why you have to continue to move it, my guy.
Hey,
you stay on one point without having to navigate it over and over and over again. And that's
we just
unfortunately
different.
because I
All right.
understand
So let's agree to disagree, man.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
agree to disagree.
both quarterbacks are good. Just Troy Aikman is better. Let's go agree.
But we can do a poll.
I'm just playing with.
We can do a poll.
Oh shoot! You got me choking up over here, man. Oh my gosh, man.
It's okay. It's okay though.
Go ahead, man.
Like Law, man. That's Law in red.
Man, get that red off of here, man.
God, dog, that is Law Nation in red, dog. This
All
is
day, every day, twice on Sundays.
Yeah, but hey, man, I'm tired. I'm finna get out of here, man. I ain't got
Look,
no
man.
Hey, no matter what, when you go back up, there's no Steve Young. It's still better than Troy Aikman. And it's okay. It's all right. I don't know why y'all feel like, just like I said, Dak Prescott being in round 9, it's okay. I don't know why y'all feel like you're entitled to something that you're not entitled, like, that you don't deserve. It's all right though.
All right, so
thank you.
Final
Thank you
words,
for your time, folks.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, guys.
So
Before y'all give the final word, as I'm a guest in y'all house, you know what I'm saying? So thank you guys for the opportunity to come in, kick it, chat, have a funky good time, you know what I'm saying? I enjoy myself with you guys. Appreciate it, Law. Appreciate it, Boss Cowboy. Hopefully throughout this rest of this training camp, or not training camp, but throughout, it is training camp, throughout the rest of the training camp, I hope that none of our teams have bad injuries. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to stay healthy. I want to be healthy so when the season starts, our teams can put our best players out there so we can see what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So
man.
thank you guys for your time. All that have been watching, thank you for clicking the like button. I always tell people smash that like button or sack that like button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all share the content. Subscribe to the channels if y'all not subscribed already to Boss Cowboy, Law Nation Sports, or your boy Twin Maker over here. And just want to say again, appreciate y'all for the time and the opportunity to come on here and talk about football. You know what I'm saying? And so appreciate you.
Man. I want to also say that I really enjoyed it, and we did have some good debates where I easily won them, but it was a good debate by Twin. I think he really tried. He put in a good faith effort, and I commend people who have enough football IQ to even try to keep up with me and Law. I mean, I'm messing with you, Twin, but no, I really enjoyed it as well, man. So y'all make sure y'all follow Twin. I think he is a good follow. I mean, because most people, honestly, don't really know their teams as intimate. And I saw it tonight. He know his team very intimate, and that was good. So, man, y'all keep following all of us, Twin, obviously Law Nation and Boss Cowboy Sports, and we go continue to give y'all this sauce, straight up.
No doubt, man. No doubt. So, Cowboy Nation, y'all continue, man, to do all of those things. Shout out to my brother, man, for jumping on at the spur of the moment. And shout out to you, boss, man.
Yeah.
Y'all know how it goes, man. I'm about to go back and rewatch this preseason game and then dissect some more things about everything that went on in this game. So y'all stay tuned. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. And let's go. Hey, say DC.
Trey Lance, baby.
Oh, there ain't no Trey Lance. And no more of that Niner bang bang stuff, man.
Hey, Trey Lance season all day, baby. Y'all be ready.
Oh, man.
He gonna do what y'all been hoping Dak wanted to do.
Whoa, Trey Cole though. I'm looking forward to Trey. I'm looking forward to Trey.
And Danny, my dog, Danny Gray, man. Y'all, this is what happened.
Oh, yeah,
they were listening to us.
Yeah, let's talk about Danny. Yeah, we got it. Before we go, we got to talk about Danny. Because, see, this is the thing. Y'all owe Law and myself big time on Danny Gray. Because, see, we was pushing Danny Gray. That's the only reason y'all discovered him. Matter of fact, Danny Gray, before y'all start really loving Danny Gray, I only put 3 college players on my book cover. Danny Gray was one of them. So before y'all start getting all big on your high horse saying, friend, about Danny Gray, I want you to know this. Danny Gray is from Dallas. He's also a Cowboy. He went to my high school where he was a Carter Cowboy. Then he went to SMU where he was a SMU Pony. You don't get no more Dallas than that. So,
while you enjoying Danny Gray, just remember you wouldn't have no Danny Gray if it wasn't for Dallas.
Hey, and just like Dallas, as always, they always pick a niner to try to come on their side. Never was a winner till you got a niner on your side. Just so you know that, remember that, don't forget that. All right?
Forget Merton Hanks too, man, even though he's a Dallas guy. But it's okay, man. All right, y'all.
Remember that.
We do this all day, big dog.
We do this all day.
We appreciate y'all. Thank you again for Charles Haley, too.
Oh, man, stop.
No.
Charles Haley don't even
Charles won more with us.
Cowboy Sports.
Yeah.
But look, he learned the mentality and the know-how from the champions. Remember that.
We're going to have to fight for
what
real
y'all
now,
looking
man.
for, what y'all trying to get in your locker room, he learned from us to help y'all win. You said so yourself. That's what y'all need.
That boy good.
That boy
good.
Fatality.
I ain't gonna lie, that boy twin, he don't stop.
Yeah, he ain't gonna stop, man. Trust me, he gonna text me at 2:00 at night. You see what happened with that?
I thought you were lying when you said he didn't stop. No, he don't stop.
He ain't gonna stop. And he gonna remind you too, that dude got a photographic memory over there, man.
Oh man, so watch what you say.